What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D. And we are live right now on the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on Miami Sports Music. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is game day. I am super excited to be hanging out with y'all today. We got a great show lined up for you. We're going to talk all things Bengals, Dolphins today. We're going to do celebrity NFL picks with our girl Tamaris here real quickly. We got a great show lined up for you today. I got a special co-host for some of the morning today. He's usually here on Fridays. He's going to be hanging out with me a little bit this morning. We're going to talk celebrity NFL picks. We're going to talk the game. My brother from another mother. I love this man, Mr. Cameron 954. What's up, Cameron? How are you?
Good morning, man. Shaking off a little hurricane party hangover, but we're good.
I know. We're there, man. We're there. All right, man, let's do a quick rundown real quick. You guys can follow me on all social media platforms at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love on all social media platforms. You can also follow Miami Sports Music at MIA Sports Music on Twitter and at Miami Sports Music everywhere else, okay? Also, hey, look, if you haven't hit the like button already, hit the like button. Sorry, my throat this morning, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow, and subscribe. We're 700 plus subscribers away from 10,000. So that's crazy, right, Cameron?
Bananas.
Started
this a year and a half ago or so, and
I think we had 6,500.
Started at the bottom. Now you're here.
We just quite started at the bottom, but we were there. Hey, look, if you want to sign up and become a member of the channel today, there are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. I would love for you guys to sign up and become members of the channel today. There are plenty of seats. If you, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I'm trying to multitask here, y'all. I'm going to put the link in the chat this morning. Sign up, become a member today. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. All right. Make sure you all do that. It's good stuff. Okay. Also, hey, look, you want to help the channel grow by donating? Lots of different ways you guys can do that. You can help the channel grow by donating. You use Cash App or PayPal, whatever one you need or want to use. Okay. Also, hey, look, here's the link for the Cash App, $ MSM Podcast Network, and also MSM Podcast Network on PayPal. All right. Sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. We love ZSM Sports. They're absolutely amazing. You need to find balls, jerseys, hard to find items, cards. ZSM Sports is the place to do it. They specialize in sports memorabilia. Make sure you hit them up on Instagram at SportsZSM. Hangry Owls. Hey, Cameron, you like some Hangry Owls, don't you?
Hangry Owls, man. They are legit sub shop in Pembroke Pines and delicious desserts as well.
You can give them a follow at 305-279-5332. And a little Vesasaur. That's right, Vesasaur, the official beer of Clock Blockers, born and raised, a beer created by the fans, for the fans, just like us. And also, a great place to sit.com. You need tickets for this week. You need tickets for tonight. You need tickets for the Jets game. I was about to say the Mets game. The Jets game next week, or any of the future Dolphins games. A great place to sit.com is the place to do it. Give them a call, and they're going to take care of you. They're absolutely amazing. You call them at 954-989-7979. Use the code word DWA. Get 5% off your tickets, and there's no ticket or service fees. The price you get is the price you receive, minus the 5% off the DWA. So make sure you guys use that. All right? And last but not least, give them a shout-out about Tailgreeter.
Real quick, tailgreeter.com. Download it to your iPhone or your Android device for free and search East 32 Dolphins Tailgate or wherever you're going, whatever NFL city, tailgreeter.com. But we got to get rolling here, Steve.
Let's get rolling into it. Today is game day Thursday. We got a girl, Tamaris, in. Let's bring her in for celebrity NFL picks. Good morning, Tamaris.
Good morning. How are
You're not in a car this morning. Where are you this morning?
I'm actually in Miami.
You're in Miami.
Yeah.
So you brought a hurricane with you.
Yeah. I don't think there's a hurricane coming from LA, but yeah, sure. Yeah, I brought it with me.
We'll go with that. Yeah. All right. We got a big slate of games. Obviously, tonight's a very important game. We'll get into that. But since we only have you for about 15 minutes, let's go ahead and get into this weekend's celebrity NFL picks. Let's do You ready? What? Go ahead.
I'm ready. I actually chose my picks, so I'm really excited to give you my picks for this week.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. First slate of games. We're not going to do today's game yet. We're gonna save that one for last. Vikings versus Saints. This is in London. It'll be a 9:30 a.m. game for us, but it is in London. So Vikings versus Saints on Sunday. Vikings. Cameron?
Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota because Jameis Winston is going to find himself some crab crumpets and eat a lot of them.
All right. We're going to find out. Next game we got is the Seahawks versus the Lions. This is a 1:00 game, and it's in Detroit.
Lions.
Yeah, Lions all day. Seattle's defense is really bad. In Detroit, they have a really good offense right now. So I'll take the Lions by 2 touchdowns.
All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and do Jets at Steelers in Pittsburgh, Sunday, 1:00 game. Pittsburgh. All right. Cameron, 954. Jets, Steelers. Who do you have?
Hey, Robert Sela keeps taking those, keeping those receipts for losses. Pittsburgh's going to win, and Trubisky's going to have a good game. He's going to right the ship and silence a lot of his doubters.
By the way, I didn't pick the first 3 games because I'm not used to hosting. Usually, Roach is going ahead and doing
Let's
that.
go. Get your picks. What are they?
I'm gonna have Vikings in the morning at 9:30. Although that's considered a primetime game. You know what? I'm going Saints. I don't trust Kirk Cousins when he is in the limelight. And then I'm going to go Detroit over the Seahawks. And then I'm going to go Jets over Steelers. Right. Next, we have 1:00 game, Chicago Bears versus the Giants.
Chicago.
I am going to take the Bears as well. The continued misery and Jones getting exposed. And you know what? The run game for the Bears is really good. So,
all right, let's go. I'm going Chicago. All right, next game is Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts, 1:00 game.
Hey, Steve, are you writing these down?
No, I'm going to go back and listen to it later.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Titans.
Titans. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cameron.
Are we talking about Titans? Titans, Tennessee. And who are they playing? They're playing Indianapolis at Indianapolis. I'm taking Indianapolis.
Okay. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Houston Texans in Houston, 1:00 game.
Sorry, I'm just looking at. I want to make sure that I'm picking the right ones. LA.
Yeah. All right, Cameron.
I'm taking. This is one of my surprise upset picks. I'm going to take David Mills to have a good game and Herbert to get rattled again. I'm taking the Texans at home.
Okay, I'm going to go Chargers. Browns at Falcons, Atlanta. Cleveland at Atlanta, 1:00 game.
Atlanta.
Cameron?
Cleveland at Atlanta. I'm going to take Cleveland because Atlanta is really bad. Mariota is not playing well. He played decently last weekend, but their defense is putrid. And Cleveland's rushing attack is really good. So I'm going to take Cleveland.
I'm going to take Atlanta. I think Marcus Mariota is decent, and I like him in Atlanta. I don't know if I said the Colts-Titans game. Did I give a pick for the Colts-Titans game? If not, I'm going to say it was the Indy. I pick Indy over Tennessee. I don't remember if I said a pick or not. All right, let's go. Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders. It's in Dallas, 1:00 game.
Say it again. What game?
Dallas.
Cameron?
We're taking
Commanders, Cowboys.
Raiders, Cowboys?
No, Commanders, Cowboys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think Cooper Rush starts and plays. I don't think the other quarterback plays, and Dallas wins by 3 touchdowns.
All right, sorry. Let's go By the way, I take Dallas over Washington as well. All right, next game is going to be Philadelphia Eagles, who are undefeated, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game is in Philadelphia.
At what time?
1 o'clock.
And it was the Eagles and what?
Jaguars.
You going Jaguars? You're going upset. I like it, Tamaris.
Cameron. You know, you sent me your picks and you circled Philadelphia.
No, I didn't. Where is it? No.
See,
no, you can't change it now.
No, I have to change it. I got it wrong. Yeah, to Philadelphia. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. I'm so sorry. I did get it wrong. I did.
All right, Tamaris, I'll give it to you. I'll let you slide this time, Tamaris.
I have my picks. I'm prepared.
Go ahead, Cameron.
The Jaguars defense is really good. It's going to be one of the better games to watch all weekend. Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own.
You think this is going to be one of the better games to watch?
Yes.
No
I think
way.
Both 100%. The Jaguars are a well-coached team. Their defense is extremely good. Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own. James Robinson is a quality running back. But Jalen Hurts and the Eagles win this game by less than a touchdown.
I mean, I'm going Philadelphia all the way, and I think it'll be a blowout, personally.
You know, the spread's less than 7. It's 6.5.
Yeah, well, Philly wins handedly against Jacksonville. All right, last 1 o'clock game, Baltimore Ravens hosting the Buffalo Bills fans here in Baltimore for me.
Baltimore.
Love it,
Cameron?
Love it. I agree. Baltimore, Buffalo had a really emotional game last week, banged up. I think that Lamar Jackson continues his trek on an MVP season and wins this game.
I'm going to have to go with – I just don't see the Bills losing back-to-back. I just don't see it.
We need them to lose back-to-back.
I mean, I'm going to be rooting for Baltimore all day, but I think Buffalo's going to win. Buffalo's going to beat Baltimore, unfortunately. All right, starting the 4 o'clock games. The Arizona Cardinals are traveling to Carolina, facing the Panthers. This is a 4:05 kickoff on Sunday.
Arizona.
Carolina Panthers and who? Arizona, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Conversely, this is a stinker game. But the Panthers are coming off a victory. Arizona's offense is just all over the place. Carolina's defense is playing decently. I'll take the Panthers by a field goal.
Wow.
It's in Carolina.
I'm going Arizona. I don't see Kyler Murray losing to the Panthers.
I also think that this game starts the talk of Kingsbury getting booted.
Booted?
Yeah.
I mean, if it happens, yeah, 100%.
They invested
100%.
in Kyler Murray all this money, and they're not winning. Someone's got to roll.
All right, next game, 4:25 kickoff. The Denver Broncos face the Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas. Tamaris?
Denver.
Man, this is another putrid game. But 0-3 Raiders, they need a victory really badly. Broncos have played well in defense, but Russell Wilson hasn't found his groove yet. I'll take the Raiders. Yes, I'll take the Raiders.
I think, the Raiders are 0-3. They're the biggest disappointment for me this year in the NFL. A lot of people that watch the show know I thought the Raiders were going to be the best team in the NFL this year. I was wrong. Come bring your receipts. 100% was wrong. But they definitely get their first win of the year versus Denver on Sunday. So I think it's going to be the Raiders over the Broncos on Sunday. All right. Interesting. What would be a normal interesting game in years past. Maybe not so interesting this week, but we'll see. Patriots at Packers. New England versus Green Bay. 4:25 kickoff. Tamaris?
Green Bay.
Cameron?
So we've got New England traveling to Green Bay. No Mac Jones.
No Whack Jones.
No Wack Jones. Brian Hoyer's a quarterback. Green Bay's defense is too good to lose to New England at home. So I'm going to take Green Bay by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna go Green Bay, and I'm gonna go Green Bay big. This wasn't even a thing to question. I actually think this starts to slide for the Patriots, and hot take: Patriots are going to finish last in the AFC East this year. Personal opinion. We'll see what happens. All right, Sunday Night Football: the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's a slight chance this game could still be moved, depending on the damage that Hurricane Ian caused up north. I know the Tampa Bay's been practicing at our facility, the Dolphins facility, this week. We'll see what happens. But Kansas City at Tampa Bay, maybe in Miami, from what I've heard. So we don't know. Tamaris?
Kansas City.
Cameron?
Woo! The Chiefs are coming off a road loss to Indianapolis, right?
Yep.
But the Brady, I think, is starting to show his age, if you could say that. I'm going to take Kansas City winning in Tampa.
Or Miami?
No, they're going to play in Tampa.
You don't think there was that much damage up in Tampa?
No, not to the stadium, not to that area. Everything happened considerably more south, and the storm moved a lot more south than originally predicted, and it's over Daytona right now. So Tampa got spared.
All right, we'll see. All right, I think that when you're looking at this game, I think that Kansas City is obviously the better of the two teams. I'm not sold on Tampa Bay in any way, shape, or form personally, but I'm going to go Kansas City over Tampa for the Sunday night game. All right, the Monday night game. The Los Angeles Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. Believe it or not, I actually think this could be one of the top 3 games of the week. I'm really looking forward to it. Tamaris, what do you think?
San Francisco.
Cameron?
Nah, you know what? Jimmy G is he hasn't sold me yet this season. Plus, they lost Trent Williams, which is huge.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And the Rams are just too good of an all-around team to lose at San Francisco right now this early in the season. So I'm going to take the Rams in a close one.
The Rams are definitely the better team, but I don't know, man. San Francisco has something about them. I'll be rooting for the Rams because we have the 49ers draft pick, and as long as the 49ers lose, we get their draft pick. So I would love to say I'm going to go for the Rams, and I think the Rams are the better team. So I'm going to pick the Rams. Let's go Rams. All right, last but certainly not least, tonight in Cincinnati, the Miami Dolphins travel to Cincinnati to face on the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. Tamaris, what do you think?
Now I'm going to have to go for those Bengals. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Tamaris, how dare you?
Yeah, I know.
You're going to get booed in the chat. They're going to get you in the
chat. I know.
They're going to get you in the chat. How dare you, Tamara? Why are you picking Cincinnati this morning? Let us know why.
I'm following Cam's tradition not to pick the Dolphins and to pick the opposite team so that the Dolphins win. Hear me out.
Okay. All right.
And it's worked, okay?
Because you haven't picked the Dolphins this year except for one time. I think that was week 1. You didn't pick the
Dolphins every single time.
Okay. Well, what are you doing, Tamaris? You're killing me, Smalls.
Something different. Something. Hear me out.
Get her out of here.
Okay, I'm leaving, guys. I gotta go anyways. Sorry.
All right, Tamaris, thank you for coming. You're the best. We'll get all these picks in, and we'll figure out how you did, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Tell the people where they can find you.
Love to get dressed out. That's a good one.
Say what?
Hey, tell us where we can, where all our followers and all the good folks here on CLOCKBLOCKERS can follow you, Tamaris.
You can follow me actually at my name, and I put my hashtag there. So at Tamaris_SSS, 3 S's, guys. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, and I'll see you next week. Oh my God, how did I do last week? Can anyone tell me?
I don't know. I'll get that information to you, and I'll post it. I don't have it in front of me at the moment.
Okay. Please post it. I really want to know how I did.
Okay. I'll let you
Thanks,
know.
Damaris, man. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
See ya. All right. And then there were two.
So
and we didn't give our picks for this game. And
no, but this is a good segue. We can talk about this game a little bit.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. First of all, I'm wearing my Sammy Guevon jersey. Let's go, Sammy Guevon. Melvin Ingram, AFC Defensive Player of the Month.
Was he? I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think he's a nominee. Is he a nominee? Either one, or he's a nominee. One of the two. But I'm excited about it. It should be good. What do you think?
It's gonna be a fun game. Personally, Tamaris is right. Like, I've been picking the opposite team, and the Dolphins have won outside of the first week where I picked the Dolphins. But seriously, I think the Dolphins win, and I think they win in another defensive showing, and for a couple reasons. Burrow has been shaky behind a really putrid offensive line. The defensive line for the Dolphins is healthy, and they're getting into a really good groove. I think this is Jalen Phillips' coming out game. He is kind of underperformed to our expectations, right? I think this year so far. I think he gets a couple sacks. I think the over-under for sacks for this game has got to be like 6 for the Dolphins. I think they keep Burrow backpedaling, which will turn into interceptions. I think Xavier Howard finally gets one tonight.
Do you know if that's true, the over-under for sacks?
I don't know, but I'll find out here.
I would love to know what that prop bet is. If it's 6, I think I take the under, but I think we get like 5.
But so I really think the Dolphins win this and win it handily. I think the defense they show out tonight. It's a nationally televised game, and this team has a ton of pride. I think Mike McDaniel will have this team prepared after a really emotional game last week, where it's natural for some letdown. But I think this coach is just too good to let that happen.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. We played a very tough game on Sunday, maybe the toughest game we've played in the last 15, 20 years, for many different reasons. And one of them being the heat and everything. And to have a short week, no real practice, from Sunday to today. And now we're in Cincinnati and we're ready to play tonight on short week. Look, every team has to do this in some way, shape, or form. So I'm not making an excuse. I'm just telling you, like, it all plays a factor into it, right? And so when you're looking at it, the Miami Dolphins, in my opinion, are the much better team right now than Cincinnati on many different levels. Do they get taken down a notch or two because of playing on Sunday? I'm not sure, but here's what I think will happen tonight. I don't trust Cincinnati's offensive line in any way, shape, or form. And because of that, I think that the defense is going to feast, and they're going to feast big. I think a defensive touchdown, maybe even 2 defensive touchdowns will happen tonight. I'm going for at least 1. And, I don't think it's all going to be on Tua to have this great, monstrous game, although I think he'll have 3 touchdowns tonight. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, guys. I'm going to say it. I'm eating a 40 burger tomorrow on the morning show. I think Miami's putting up 40 points tonight. I think it's going to be a big game. Big game, national televised game, and people are going to leave, whoa, the Dolphins are for real in the NFL. They should already be taken seriously that way. But that's what I think. I think Miami's going to win. They're going to win big. And they're going to show the rest of the world exactly why the Miami Dolphins are the number 1 team in the NFL tonight. That's what I think.
It's funny, like, I'm just reading some prop bets here. So, Vegas has Joe Burrow having a big game. They're saying that the Dolphins secondary is a little beat up. No Byron Jones, Xavier Hurst, a groin hamstring issue. Cater Kahu is got an ankle issue. Mm-hmm. But they're all questionable, but they're all going to play. They say that Joe Burrow is going to need to push the ball down the field. But Listen, I don't see it that way because that's exactly what Josh Allen was supposed to do against this defense. And, it's kind of like that, bend but don't break mentality for the Dolphins defense. The Dolphins defense is top 4 in the league in rushing defense, yards allowed. And so when you're stopping the rush and you have to rely on an underneath pass game like the Bills had to do against the Dolphins, that spells good things for a win for the Dolphins. And it creates opportunities for turnovers. And you saw last week against the Bills, there was 4 or maybe 5 turnover opportunities that the Dolphins defense missed.
Xavier Howard dropped 2. Two.
But one was a sure thing that he should have had. The other one,
no doubt.
Like that diving one in the end zone. But Javon Holland should have had that one. Jalen Phillips should have had one.
Yep.
And so I don't see this defense missing those opportunities again.
Me neither. Not in any way, shape, or form.
So, I don't agree with what's being said here as far as the prop bets go, and Cincinnati having a big game offensively against this defense. I just don't see it.
Well, I'm not a betting man, and y'all know why I'm not a betting man. But every now and again, I do get some stuff right, and I would definitely take the Dolphins. Tonight. I think 4.5 points is ridiculous, or 3.5. I think is what it is now. I think at one point it was 5.5. I would definitely take the Dolphins, and I would definitely probably take the over tonight. I think it's 47.5. Because I think Miami's going to get 40 by themselves tonight. And
47.5, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Miami's going to get 40 by themselves. So, look, here's the things I think. Miami wins. Miami scores 40. Tua has 3+ touchdowns. Our defense gets a touchdown. And I would say at least 5 sacks tonight. Those are like 5 things I think you should write those down and see if I hit on any of them. Dolphins
I think
win.
You're spot on those, man.
Dolphins score at least 40 points. What was the third thing? Tua throws for 3 touchdowns. Defense scores a touchdown and at least 5 sacks. Somebody keep those receipts. I want to know how many I hit on tomorrow.
Toront Armstead is going to play. He's going to play through that toe injury, and then he has a week and a half until
to just relax and chill. Yeah, exactly.
And he's one of those.
And by the way, I definitely see a world where some of maybe the people that are banged up a little bit probably don't play for the Jets game.
Nah, listen, you got to play your starters. If they're able to play, they play. What I will say is that you may see a little bit more rotation of the depth players. Guys like, Ahmed and Gaskins getting some run tonight. Maybe Toront doesn't play all the snaps, especially if we're up in the end of the game. Greg Little or Robert Hunt slides outside like he did in the second half last week, which I really liked. So maybe you see more of that, but I think the starters play. If they're able to play, they play.
If my prediction comes true, is there even an argument to the Dolphins are not the best team in the NFL? Because I don't think there is.
I mean, so if they
we would have beat Baltimore and Baltimore, we would have beat 2 potential MVPs. We would have beat the defending AFC champions. We would have beat the Super Bowl favorites. Like, how do you not say we're not the best team in the NFL?
Say that again. Sorry.
If we win the way I think we're going to win, okay, we would have beat the Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl favorites, the defending AFC champions. We would have beat Baltimore in Baltimore after a huge come from behind, a solid victory. Like, how do you not make us the number 1 team in the NFL?
You have to, right? Like, and so there's, I think I was reading, there's 6 or 7 different publications that have their power rankings, and Miami's anywhere from 1 to 4. With 4, I
saw us as low as 5 and 6 and somewhere, which is stupid.
That's crazy. I agree that the Eagles should be in the conversation, but I think the Eagles right now, the Eagles and Dolphins are clearly the best 2 teams record-wise and the product they're putting on the field. The Bills are probably in that conversation as well, even though the Dolphins just beat them. It's just by, analyzation of the record, we're the better team, right?
Yeah.
Whether, a lot of people think that Buffalo's the better Super Bowl contender, the favorite. That's probably I would agree with that. But right now, after 3 games and going into our 4th weekend, the Dolphins have to be considered, one of the best teams.
All right, let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. What do the Miami Dolphins have to do tonight in order to stop Cincinnati? What are 3 key things they need to do to stop Cincinnati?
Well, it's just like we were talking about. They stifle the run, put pressure on Burrow, and create turnovers and win the turnover game. I mean, you can say that every game, and tonight's no different. Chase has to be locked down, just like Landry was locked down last week.
Yeah. What about T. Higgins though? T. Higgins isn't a pushover. He's their version of Jalen.
And he's a nice player. But again, you didn't hear anything much out of McKenzie or Davis or any of the 2, 3, or 4 wide receivers last year from the Bills. And I think that game plan was executed wonderfully. The bend don't break type of, don't give up the long plays, the chunk plays. There was a good sideline snippet from Boyer talking about, just keep doing what we're doing, give it up the dink and dunk stuff, because this is not the way they want to play, and they're getting frustrated. And
they were getting frustrated.
Right. And the same thing's going to happen with Burrow. And with the offensive line that Cincinnati possesses, which is trash, you're going to see a lot more pressure on Burrow. He's going to be sacked 5 or 6 times, and that's going to create turnovers.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is 9:54 a.m. It is not Throwback Thursday. It is Game Day Thursday. I got my man Cameron 954 in the building with me. We're talking Bengals, Dolphins tonight, Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Over 170 of y'all in the building. Go hit that like button. Only 40 likes. Hit the like button, y'all. Doesn't cost anything to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're about 700 plus people away from 10,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe, or go tell your family members, your friends, your buddies, your sisters, your cousins, everybody. Go subscribe to Miami Sports Music on YouTube. All right, let's talk about the run game tonight for the Miami Dolphins. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, do they have to have big games in order for the Miami Dolphins to win tonight? And if so, what does that say for the offensive line?
So the offensive line has been really good in protecting Tua. So, comparative to last
past years. Yes.
Yeah. I think the run game has struggled, and it hasn't reached McDaniel's expectations. So I can also see a little bit more effort taking in establishing the run game tonight to take some more pressure off Tua and control the clock and keep the ball out of Burrow's hands. But I think, this team is like a game away from really the running game really breaking out. Edmonds and Mostert are too good. The scheme that they run is too good. So they're going to start hitting those holes, and the opportunities are going to start coming. And maybe tonight's the night. I mean, listen, nationally televised game, and there's a lot on the line for the Dolphins to show out, to show and prove that they're really, worthy of the consideration as a deep playoff contender.
Yeah, look, I think the Miami Dolphins, when it's all said and done, understand a couple of things. Number one, they understand that this is just as big of a game as the Buffalo game was on Sunday for 2 reasons. Number one, they're the defending AFC champions. And number 2, the whole world gets to watch them and what they're about right now. And I think that's one of the things that the Miami Dolphins should understand. And you want people to take you seriously. When you get into a national primetime game, you have to show out, because the entire NFL fan base is watching you and watching what you do. In the world of NFL fantasy or fantasy sports, people are watching those Thursday night games, even if they're not fans of the Cincinnati Bengals or the Miami Dolphins, because they want to see what their fantasy player is going to do, right? And so I think there's something to be said when it comes to that from the standpoint of how do the Miami Dolphins make this a statement game to put themselves without an argument as the #1 seed. And I think that goes to, let's talk about them, one of the most divisive people within our fan base, unfortunately, but I love him. Everybody knows I support him. Let's talk about Tua. Does Tua need to have a big game tonight in order for the Dolphins to win?
I think it's just like we were talking about the defense and the running game. It's a nationally televised game. So for him to just at least go out and put a solid game to continue to back up, what he has put on tape the first 3 games, I think is the expectation, the minimum expectation. Perhaps he has 5 touchdowns, perhaps he has 5 turnovers, and we all want the 5 touchdown game to happen. And I think he does put good product on the field. I also think they'll run the ball more, really, and we'll see if they do run the ball more as a result of his injury, his back injury.
Yeah, look, I'm interested to see how messed up his back is. I put that in quotation marks. I just find it. I don't find it interesting. I'm interested to know, is his back really messed up, or is he just? We won't say he was trying to get out of concussion protocol. We're just saying, was his back as messed up as they thought? Was it his back or his head?
Yeah, if it's truly a back injury, then we'll see.
I think we will too, especially on a short week. 100%. One of the people that I'm excited to see tonight is Mike Gesicki. Does the tight end have to, show out big tonight, or is this something where the wide receivers are going to get a majority of the catches? Are we going to see something where Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are going to do what they did in Baltimore and, have 100+ yards, a touchdown or 2 each? Or is this something where the tight ends are going to get a majority of the catches tonight? What do you think about that?
No, man. We've already seen the groundwork being laid by Tyreek Hill and Tua. If Eli Apple's one-on-one on Ty, the cheetah Hill, Tua's going to push him the ball. And I look for Tyreek is not going to have 2 sub 100 passing yard games in 2 weeks in a row. And this is a nationally televised game again, and he can put Eli on blast tonight by roasting him a few times. So I think that's what we need to see. And I think that's what we will see. And listen, you were referencing the tight end position, Gesicki and Smythe and Connor and them. You see what their function in this offense is through 3 games. Their secondary run, secondary pass options, their chip blockers, they're running misdirection, pre-snap motion, and that's what the tight end's function is in this offense. And it's probably like the 3rd or 4th check down option on Tua's tree in this offense, and understandably so, because of their function in this offense and the opportunity that Jalen and Tyreek present for big chunk plays. So to answer your question, Gesicki gets his 4 to 5 passes on 10 targets, 8 targets. Smith has probably half of that, and then they collectively get 60, 70 yards together. And I think that's a good thing.
Let's talk about somebody who made the 53-man squad officially, Mr. River Craycraft. River Craycraft was able to make the 53-man. He was on the practice squad to start the year. NFL rules state that you can't call somebody up more than 3 times to the squad. If you do, you have to put them on your 53. We were currently at 52, so we didn't have to drop anybody, and River Craycraft makes the team. This is a man who's been cut, I think it was 11 or 12 times in his career, and now has 2 touchdowns going into week 4, even on like 4 or 5 catches. But for some reason, he just seems to he's making an impact on this team. What are your thoughts about River Craycraft, and how cool is that story?
Man, it's a great story, and it speaks a lot to me about the culture that Mike McDaniel brought into this organization, giving these players opportunities, and if they put in the work, they get rewarded. And obviously, man, Craycraft has been on the field in clutch times. He's arguably the best, crisp running crisp routes in this offense so far, and he's getting rewarded. 2 touchdowns, as you mentioned, and now he's permanently, he has his contract guaranteed, and that's what that means for him. He's got a guaranteed paycheck for this year, and that says
he deserves it. He deserves it after what he's done for the first 2 weeks or first 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm excited for him. It was something that I thought he would originally make the 53-man just because of his relationship with Coach McDaniel, and you can start seeing that pay off. Speaking of Coach McDaniel, they're putting out a lot of video content, the Miami Dolphins, of like post-game celebrations in the locker room and how they're interacting. the players seem to be loving him. Is that something that you think is propaganda, or do you think that's a real thing that the players are attaching themselves to him and there's some real, this guy's a coach that I want to play for and I want to play for him? Or and does the wins prove that?
That's it right there. And we mentioned this prior to the season. You could just tell the difference in the culture and the way the players are responding and interacting with not only the media, the fans, and Coach McDaniel. The spirit that they're showing on the field, I think, is all a result of a looser, more camaraderie-driven culture that McDaniel brings. And I mentioned this, during the offseason, like, because of his age and his opportunity growing up through the NFL, along with players that are not too far off in age from him, lends him credibility, and vice versa. Like, he understands the players and what they're thinking and going through on a daily basis, more so than somebody off the Belichick coaching tree, where it's, a uniform, more regimented culture where it's my way or the highway. And you see, I think that's exact what you're seeing on the field is a direct result of the difference between those two cultures.
I think that you look at McDaniel and he seems to be this fun, awesome, amazing coach. And I try to go back to years past, right? And I have to admit, I can vividly remember saying, oh man, the players seem to like Adam Gase. Oh man, the players seem to like DeFlores. I remember, I think it was a Bengals game, and Flores came out on the field and was fighting for the Dolphins. And we were all like, this is the coach I want. This is the coach that we need. So it seems like anytime we have that first year head coach, we always are like, oh man, he's definitely a player's coach. Why do coach and player relationships seems to break down after the beginning? Because we clearly remember, with the exception of Philbin, where we all thought from day one he was a bad fit, in my opinion. We thought that Flores' relationship in that first year was really good with the players. We thought that Adam Gase's first year with the players was really good. Why does that seem to break down after the first year? And how does McDaniel prevent that from happening in his tenure as coach?
So I think that there's a really huge answer to this question, and to be broken down in different ways, because each one of those coaches you mentioned were different philosophically, their history, their experience, and what they brought to the table at a time during the present, meaning Adam Gase came when Tannehill was coming off his rookie season. He was playing really well. 2016, he had a good, talented roster and brought in a fresh, innovative offensive identity to a player who needed it, meaning Tannehill, and took him to the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. But beyond that, he couldn't coach his way out of a shoebox, and that was and that was kind of proven over the next following few years. Like, he didn't adapt and evolve to teams adapting to him, and it was proven over the following 2 or 3 years. Philbin, was an offensive line coach and really didn't relate to the players. And so I tie this all in by saying that players want to be coached, and they want to believe in the coach that are coaching them. And McDaniel has proven all throughout his NFL experience, his history, that he's a player's coach. He's putting players in position to win, regardless of your talent level. He's going to find a way to use your talent to best benefit the team. And I think that is exactly what you're seeing with this Dolphins team. He's putting players in positions to succeed, and that's what players want. And so players respond to that.
Is it sustainable?
So absolutely. I mean, listen, he has won 3 games in 3 different styles, in 3 different ways.
Yep, I agree with that.
And to me, that proves sustainability and adaptability. The changes he made in the second half of the Ravens game showed me that. The defense adapted. They did things differently. The offense and Tua did things differently. And McDaniel spoke about what was talked about in the locker room at that halftime of that Ravens game. And you saw the difference. And I think that's what proves to me this is sustainable.
You know, one of the things that I find very interesting is not seeing past years. We saw Greer a lot. I feel like in press conferences, I just felt like we saw his face a lot more. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you think differently. I'd like to know your take on that. But I haven't seen a lot of him this year, and I guess that's a good thing. But is that just a different dynamic because of the new head coach and how it's been? Do you see it differently? Am I seeing that incorrectly? What do you think about that?
Seeing Greer?
Yeah, I don't see Greer a lot.
I mean,
I feel like in the years we saw him with Flores, we would see Greer a lot at the press conferences, or he would even talk. I feel like in post game, and
I think there's a reason for that. I think it had to do more so with Flores's inability or unwillingness to interact with the media, and Greer had to step in and more or less speak for his head coach. And you see the difference. I mean, McDaniel embraces the opportunity, with the media and such, and he's a lot more media savvy and social media savvy. So, that's the answer to me. Greer just doesn't need to be in the spotlight.
I don't disagree with you at all, man. Definitely.
Hey, going back to the wide receivers, and we're talking about River Craycraft and what a great job has he done. Conversely, are you surprised at how little Cedric Wilson has been a part of this offense?
It's so funny you bring that up, because I was talking to somebody the other day about, what my projection was at the beginning of the year. And the way I said it is I said it was probably Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, Ezukama at the 3, and then Cedric Wilson. Ezukama hasn't seen the field. Cedric Wilson hasn't seen any playing time. And it seems like, the tight ends are getting more catches than I originally had thought of. So I thought that that was very interesting. I am very surprised that Cedric Wilson has not played a bigger role. But is that because I think that's more because of McDaniels designing it that way? I think Cedric Wilson will have a coming out party eventually.
Yeah, but Craycraft and Sherfield are on, getting more snaps.
Yep, 100%. They're distributing the ball a lot more than what I thought they were to all the players that are there, which is very interesting in many different ways, shapes, and forms. All right, so I wanted to bring somebody else into this conversation this morning. He's a good friend of the show. I've been loving his content that he's been putting out lately. Some of y'all love him, some of y'all don't, but I love the guy. He's a great guy. Mr. Finn's Take with CB83. Good morning.
Yo, good morning. It's game day.
Good morning,
fellas.
Draymond Green. How are you?
Game day. It's game day.
Is
I'm
game
excited.
day, man.
We've never met, so it's a pleasure to meet you, bro.
Hey, a pleasure to meet you, Cam. I see you doing great things down there in South Florida, man. You're always on the grill, chefing it up, man. I can appreciate the chef at the tailgate, man. That's I got love for that guy.
Right on, man. Thank you.
Where are you at, CB83?
I'm in Orlando, man. So we got the storm kind of like, around between like 1 and 3, 1 and 4 a.m. It was still pretty windy this morning, but I just saw a lot of wind. I did see some areas in Central Florida that were flooded, like, some of the areas in the downtown Orlando area. Some of the houses, I've seen some videos of some pretty bad flooding. So people's houses just, 1 to 2 foot of water, so it's tough. And that's going to be something they kind of work through over the next, year or so, trying to get that house back to where it was, because water does so much damage to homes, man. It really does. Man.
I've been keeping up with Allie and a lot of the people in Fort Myers area or near the Fort Myers area in Southwest Florida. From what I know, everybody's good. I don't know where Gorilla Luke is or how he's doing. I was worried about him. I still think he's kind of in it right now. My sister lives in Merritt Island. I hope she, near Merritt Island. I hope she's doing okay. I haven't been able to really get a hold of her too much. I think everybody's doing good, but there's definitely a lot of damage.
Yeah, Gorilla Luke's in Port Charlotte, which is just south of where the center of the storm, the eye of the storm, made landfall. And so I reached out to him and haven't heard back, which kind of worries me, man, because I knew he was hunkered down and trying to ride it out with his clutch vodka and snacks. All joking aside, what those folks are going through is devastating. I'm in South Florida. It's been through many hurricanes and have seen devastation, up close and firsthand, but nothing like what, Fort Myers, Captivas, Sanibel Island, the whole Port Charlotte, Venice area, man. There's people who've lost their lives. Not only physically, but I mean, if not physically, their livelihoods, their homes, everything is gone. And it's hard.
Trucker Sean said Gorilla Luke updated on Facebook. He's good.
Good.
Yeah, and you don't realize it until you really go through it. Like not having power and, not having the essentials. And it kind of helps you put things into perspective because, I mean, we get on here every day and we talk Dolphins and we don't think about those little things, those having power, being able to have water, take warm showers and things like that. Man, it means a lot. And, now those people are going to be dealing with insurance companies over the next, 6 months to a year in order to get their stuff back, in order to get things back to where it was. So it's a process, man. It's, Floridians, as Floridians, we go through it, but we're resilient and we're fighters and we'll work through it together, help each other out. That's what we do, man.
That's one of the things I love about the Dolphin community. Like Big Dougie B says he's doing good in Naples. I'm glad you're doing Big Dougie B. We kind of all look out for each other and we're all kind of, despite the arguing and the bickering that happens within the fan base, I think when it comes down to it, we're all there for each other, which I think
for
sure.
For sure.
For the most part,
sure.
90%.
Yeah. Hey, like I give anything for Pete if he was in a situation, bro. I mean, it's never personal. It's never, we're all family. So even if I don't like his takes, that's still my guy. I still rock with him. If he needed anything, I take care of him, man, for sure. That's family.
Von Joe said the gyms are closed.
No, that's not true, Von Joe. I got to the gym, so wore the hoodie in the gym. So I took it up for you, man.
All right, man, let's get into talking a little bit about the game tonight, CB. I'm interested to know your thoughts and where your head is. We got a big game tonight. It's a short week. Let me just get your initial thoughts about the game tonight.
I'm excited, man. I mean, it's another opportunity for us, and that's what we've been looking at this season is just, another opportunity to go out and perform and play well. Last week was a dogfight. Those guys left it all out there on the field, and I think tonight will be another opportunity to showcase what we have, showcase what we can do, and this is a primetime game, so all eyes are on us. I think Mike McDaniels has a good plan in place. I'm sure he has the guys ready to go. I think at this point it's just a matter of kind of lining it up and seeing where the chips fall, man. And I think we come out on top for sure, and I think we have a really good game, and hopefully we could put it all together, defense, offense, special teams, and come out with like a double-digit win, man. That's what I'd like to see from this team.
Yeah, I mean, look, I predict that the Dolphins are going to put up a 40-burger on the boys tonight. I think, we have a team that's capable of doing that. Let's just get that straight. But the other thing is, I'm not convinced of Cincinnati's offensive line. I think our defense is going to eat. I think we're going to see the sacks that we all thought we were going to see in the first 3 games from Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Ogbah, and Melvin Ingram together as the triple threat. I think we're going to see that now. So I think it's going to be crazy, man. I'm really interested to see where the Dolphins defense looks like. I think our defense is going to get a touchdown tonight. I just think it's inevitable. Burrow's not comfortable, where he's at right now. Do you agree with that?
I do, and actually, I was talking to one of my friends, one of my college roommates. He's a real good dude. He's a Cincy fan, so I was talking to him a couple of days ago, and he was just like, "Man, our O-line looks like it did when Joe Burrow first got there, and he was getting pounded back then, and he's still getting pounded now. So it's kind of like a setback in terms of the offensive line. So." We just got to capitalize on that as a defense. We have the ability to be aggressive up front, so we got to go ahead and just stick it to them early. That's what I want to do. Like show them, hey, you're gonna punch them in the mouth early, and let's see how they respond to it, man.
I agree with that, and I'll break that down even further. Because the Cincinnati offensive line isn't giving Burrow the protection he needs, they're going to try to establish a run game early, and the Dolphins defense, the running game defense is excellent, top 4 in the league.
Yeah,
and
we've been good.
Giving up. And so that will create a turnover, on downs, let's say, and give Tua the opportunity to score early. And I think that's what happens tonight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead,
TB.
Steven. And I was gonna say, yeah, and if we can, that's what I want to say. I want to see us get them into like third and longs,
Yes.
where we can pin our ears back and just get a good rush and get after him. I think if we could get Joe Burrow on the third and long a couple times, he's going to be in a tough situation because he knows our guys are going to be coming, and he's going to be trying to figure out where that blitz is coming from. So I'd like to see us bring maybe Holland or Brandon Jones a little bit, and see if we can get home. I mean, I think he's struggling right now, so I think we got to kind of mix it up and send some stuff at him to kind of keep him on his toes.
One of the things that I want to get into with how you something that happened in the last 24, 48 hours. So the Dolphins had to practice at the University of Cincinnati.
Yep.
And while they were there, a Barstool employee or somebody who works for Barstool, the Cincinnati version or whatever you want to call it, was at the stadium and was recording practices on his phone, the walkthroughs.
Yeah.
And there's 10 to 15 videos out there on social media circulating. Then it was brought to the Miami Dolphins' attention. The Dolphins sent an email to Barstool where Stool Presidente Dave Portnoy, who's had a run-in with a couple of Miami Dolphins fans over the last week or two, Nicky Smokes being one of them, said, no way, I'm not taking these down. So I'm interested to know what your guys' thoughts on this whole situation is. Cameron, are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I saw it, and I'm shocked, and I'm hoping that the NFL and Cincinnati does a thorough investigation. And listen, Cincinnati's responsibility, the Bengals' responsibility, is to provide a secure practice environment for visiting teams. From my understanding, that the Cincinnati Bearcat Stadium there, where the University of Cincinnati plays, and obviously it wasn't. So how somebody got in there and was able to film a practice, a walkthrough of the Dolphins is it's not good. It's not a good look for the Bengals. It's not a good look for the NFL. And I think there should be some deep, heavy penalties for the Bengals. Loss of draft picks, fines. I think
wow, that extreme.
It should be, yeah, absolutely, because that's the integrity of the game is in jeopardy now. And that's.
But it wasn't the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a Barstool employee. That's why it won't happen.
No, it doesn't matter. So my point is that the Bengals are responsible for providing a secure environment for visiting teams.
Okay.
The Dolphins are, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were practicing this week at the Dolphins facility because of the storm. They're required to provide a secure environment, secure environment. And that didn't happen in Cincinnati, and that's why it's on the Bengals, it's on the NFL.
Well, could the Miami Dolphins file a complaint to the NFL about the situation? Okay, I'm interested to know if that happens. CB83, what's your take on it?
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate. It sucks, man. The fact that you're going to practice and going to walkthroughs at a facility and you realize you're being filmed afterwards, it's unfortunate, man. And that's honestly the NFL, and that's probably the NFL's responsibility to kind of make sure these facilities are secure and that people aren't around filming. Like, that shouldn't happen at all. Especially in regards to the integrity of the game. Like, we've already had Spygate happen and things like that, man. So they got to step up their security game and make sure that they're securing these facilities before they have teams go into them.
Andravia said it was a random college kid that recorded it.
Who cares
that
who
they
it
can
was?
do about it.
That random college kid, allegedly a random college kid, got into the practice facility, and that can't happen.
Just imagine if the college kid was to do something ignorant, like throw something or hit a player with something. You got to make sure that the players are safe and secure. Like, there's no telling what could happen if a fan from another team is in a facility with the opposing team they're playing. They could put something in the water. There's a lot of stuff they could get into that kind of affects the game.
Let's talk about Barstool. Like, the fact that Dave Portnoy didn't take it down, do you have an issue with that? Try to take the fan outside of that. Like, I'm just interested to know how you feel about Barstool in this whole situation, both of you.
I feel like it was a little immature for him not to take it down, but People are going to be people. I mean, humans are going to make dumb mistakes, and he'll probably pay for it on the back end with litigation and things like that.
Well, Barstool's
getting involved.
already
Listen,
the NFL does not like Barstool.
Yeah, but
So
Barstool,
it's only a matter of time, guys. It's only a
Barstool
matter
is
of
a
time.
media outlet. It doesn't matter how they get the information, as long as it's not disparaging, to somebody's human efficacy, meaning like it didn't show death or destruction. Like they filmed a practice. So the issue isn't with Barstool; it's their job, so to speak, to publish this stuff because that's what they do.
And that's what I was getting at. Like
The job of the NFL, though, to make sure that doesn't happen.
So you have,
But
in
it's-
theory,
but
you
it's
have no problem
Barstool-
with Dave Portnoy. You don't have any issue with Dave Portnoy and how he handled the situation.
Not at all. It's his company. He's there for clickbait. Clickbait means money for him, so of course he's going to publish it.
I think I side with Cameron, and I hate that it happened with the Dolphins. But as somebody who owns their own media outlet, like I think I get that and understand that. CB,
Yeah, I mean, if you got some juicy information, you're going to publish it.
I don't know. It's different, man. There's definitely a level of moral integrity there, but I don't know if that's even takes place in something like this.
If the kid is a Barstool representative and he's in a facility that he's not supposed to be in, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
He was sent in there by Barstool. If he was specifically told,
even as a worker, if you're a worker for a company and you're somewhere you're not supposed to be, videotaping or recording something you're not supposed to record, it's a problem.
Liability.
It's like yeah. I mean, so I think they're going to be held responsible for it, and the kid, may end up losing his job or something like that.
Well,
as a result
there's
of
some
it.
people saying that he didn't work for him, that it was just sent by a random college student.
Oh, okay. So if that's a random college student, then he's just trying to get paid, man. That's him sending the video in to Barstool and Barstool posting it. So that's different.
I'm very interested to see where they go from there. It'll be very interesting because I think it sets a precedent for how people like us in the YouTube community go about, observing content and everything. I think the NFL's gotten a lot more stricter when it comes to, how and who they let into the boys club. I guess I'll put it that way when it comes to media outlets. But
Right.
I think that we have to take into account that this is a totally different world. It's not just newspapers anymore. Now it's, newspapers, it's media outlets, it's, YouTube channels, it's, just a million different things. It's not just ESPN and Fox and ABC and whatever. It's there's so many different things. And so I think what we're going to see over the next couple of years is situations like this where they will set a precedent moving forward. But I think the NFL has to come down hard to make sure that, hey, look, if you're providing your opponent with a place to practice, you have to provide them a safe and secure spot so that they I just think that should be a requirement that's on the hosting team. So that stuff like this doesn't happen. So forget Barstool for a minute. Forget whether they should do it. Forget that it was a college kid. The Bengals did not provide a secure spot for the Dolphins to practice. And that's where the argument comes in for the Bengals and how they could have done better for this. Correct?
Correct. Wholeheartedly agree with you. And the NFL has to set a precedent moving forward, like you say, because if this becomes the norm, then everybody will be filming everybody's practice beforehand and sending all type of stuff to media outlets and saying, hey, we have another clickbait opportunity for you. Hey, throw me 10 to 15 grand for this video so you can kind of get that off.
And not only, and whether that was the case or not, what you hurt the Bengals with a draft pick like that, the Bengals are going to make sure, and every NFL team is going to make sure that it's a secure location wherever the opposing team practices, because the last thing they want is to lose future draft picks, or fines, Well, then the last question I have for you is what should be the fine for this situation? Because it is new. It is a set of precedent.
It's tough. And I mean, you got to figure out, first of all, who's involved, like who's responsible for.
Let's say it was a college kid. Let's say he paid Barstool for whatever, right? But the fact of the matter is, it was still something where the Cincinnati didn't provide a safe and secure location. Let's say that's exactly what it is and what even happened.
maybe you give them a fine. I mean, I think that's all you.
You
can
don't
do
think
at this
a
point.
draft pick would be? I don't think that's enough to deter it from happening again.
And I understand what you're saying. I just don't think at this point that's something they're going to consider a draft pick. I mean, we'll see, and we don't know if Cincinnati's responsible for getting the location or the NFL is responsible for getting the location. Like those are.
I think, from what I know, the host team has to provide a place for the team.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's the case, yeah.
So
if that's the case, they should.
It is the case, and just for reference. And I'm not saying it's Spygate, but Belichick got fined $500,000 and the team $250,000, and they had to forfeit a first-round draft pick. And so I don't think it's going to be that extensive.
Yeah, but you got to. The intent was there to do that. There's no intent here.
Well, we don't know that yet.
That's true.
And secondly, like it is the visiting team and the NFL jointly's responsibility to provide a safe and secure practice facility.
The host team, not the visiting team. The host team.
The host team's responsibility, along with the NFL, in conjunction with the NFL, and so there's nobody should be filming in there, and it's the security. It's a security issue that's the responsibility of the home team and the NFL. Okay, so answer, I think it should be maybe it's a 6th-round draft pick and a fine.
That's what I think. I think it should be. I think it should be a 4th or 5th-round draft pick. I think there needs to be a draft pick involved just so that there's some sort of, and $1 million fine. Now, $1 million fine is not going to mean anything, but again, it'll be the principle of it, right? And so I think you have to just prevent it from happening again. So what is the minimum thing you have to do to at least deter it from happening again? And then if it does happen again, you say, look, if this does happen again, it's going to be a bigger fine and a bigger, we're not going to allow this to happen.
I mean, the precedent had been set in years past in different instances, but my point is, and there was someone in the chat made a good point, like how does somebody get through security and do that? I mean, they could have had a gun, they could have been stalking a player, they could have, it could have been much worse situation than just somebody filming a practice. So I think that's where the issue is. And secondly, for the NFL, their whole culture is built on integrity of the game, or that's what they like to profess, right? And so this chips away at that standard of that culture standard of integrity of the game.
T. Christopher Carter said that's a dangerous precedent. I don't want the NFL plucking draft picks for every situation. That's a fair statement. Yeah, that's a fair statement. Here's my.
But it's the integrity of the game, like I just talked about. And so
but see, we don't know if it's the organization or we don't know if it's like, and this is the thing about those stadiums, right? So, I mean, you can be in a stadium and you could have, large buildings around it, skyscrapers, and there could be people in those buildings looking down at us practicing. I mean, that's just the nature of NFL stadiums and being in cities where you have, large urban areas. So, I mean,
AKA Javi's actually, I'm interested to know, the league cannot prevent students from areas of regular campus access. That's an interesting thing too. But then again, that goes to the point of Cincinnati must provide a safe and secure environment. If that is not a secure environment, then that's not where they need to be, point blank.
Right.
Someone didn't do their job, period.
Yeah. Somebody dropped the ball on it for sure.
All right, well, let's move on from this topic and let's kind of go back to the game tonight. One of the things that I want to talk about is I kind of already touched on this with Cameron, and I want to ask you, CB83, what is your take on the health of all these players, from Tua to Toront, Armstead, the short week? How is that going to play a factor into tonight's game?
I mean, as NFL players, all of them are banged up. All of them have nicks and bruises and things like that. I know some guys are a little bit, worse off than others, but that's part of being an NFL player. So you're going to have to play through some stuff. So I expect everybody to play tonight. I expect everybody to perform well. If there's something throughout the game where a guy gets banged up or gets injured, then he's got to go out and the next man's got to come to play. But I mean, these guys are professionals. They understand they're going to get nicks and bruises. There's a difference from being hurt and being injured, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
A big difference. So I know a lot of guys are probably hurting. but you got to play through hurt. And if there's an injury, you got to get out and, let the next man go. So
T. Christopher Carter said the Finns offense will be the most rested unit on the field tonight. That's probably a very accurate statement.
Yeah,
it is a very accurate statement, considering they only played 19 minutes in the Buffalo game. Yeah, that's a very accurate statement. I never thought.
So they should really be well rested. I mean, the offense should.
Yeah, I mean, and how do you? Let's talk about him. How do you see Tua playing tonight? And what do you think Tua is going to be with this back injury? I put that in quotations. Like, how do you think he will, bounce back from, his Sunday afternoon in Miami?
Well, I'm sure. I mean, looking at the second half, Tua came out first play of the second half and threw a strike to somebody. So I don't think he's injured. I think he may be hurting a little bit. He may be a little bit sore. That's why those guys get in the ice tubs and try to get their bodies back to where it was. But he'll be ready to go. I think he'll play really well tonight. And
what I think with? Let me just pause you for a second. I think that's where Nick Hicks and Perform come in, because he looks jacked. We all said it this offseason. Like, he looks ripped this offseason, right? And so if that helps him, if that helped him recover better from getting hit in these football games, that's a big deal, right? That's a good thing, that he did all that in this offseason, or the last two off seasons for that matter. Forget this last offseason. I think that's a big thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think those guys are continuing to lift throughout the season too. I don't think they just stop lifting and stop weight training during the season. I think, they're going to get in the training room, take care of their bruises and stuff like that, but they're going to continue to work out, continue to keep their bodies in good shape while they go throughout the season, because they know it's a long season. So you got to continue to kind of stay on top of your health physically. When you're playing an 17 game season, it's a lot, man.
It is a lot. Cameron, what are your thoughts about Tua this week and how he'll recover back from his injuries?
Listen, I think you touched on a good point. What Tua has been doing in the offseason has set him up for success this season. He's stronger. He's more stout. He's able to make stronger throws. His hips in better condition and healthier. And remember, it's the big picture, right? When he came into this league, he wasn't half the player he is now from a strength standpoint. And that has a lot to do with what he's doing with Nick Hicks and Perform during the offseason and throughout the season. And to his point that it's a constant maintenance thing. And I'll point to a play. The play he actually got injured on, that Milano got the personal foul on, was a back foot throw that he threw a dime 23 yards down the field, and he drove that ball. I believe it was Sherfield or Waddle. I can't remember.
I think it was Waddle. Yep.
But he doesn't make that throw 2 years ago. He skips that throw because he was rolling out to his left. He threw back off his back foot and really drove the ball into a pocket to get a first down. He checks down and makes, a shorter throw in that same situation 2 years ago.
And just to piggyback off what you just said, I mean, he's been physically, he looks pretty good. And people talk about how the ball jumps off Josh Allen's hand and Joe Burrow's hand and Herbert's hand, as they throw the football. But Tua, he's thrown some really good balls. He's thrown some good shots, and some balls that you look at the past couple of years, you've been like, man, he hasn't really physically been able to do that. But now, I mean, he's really throwing the rock around the yard, and you gotta appreciate that, man. You gotta appreciate that, because a lot of people didn't think he'd ever get back to the point where he could really toss it around.
Yeah, definitely, man. One of the things that I thought was very interesting from the standpoint is how the offensive line, Toront Armstead is somebody else who's been banged up. I want to make sure, he's healthy. My goal for him is to be healthy the entire year, play every game. Just tell me your thoughts about Toront Armstead and how he plays a role into the offensive line. CB.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Toront Armstead is, I mean, he's the rock of that offensive line. And, I mean, when we brought him in, I knew it'd be a huge signing, just because we haven't had anybody we can count on at the tackle position. We haven't had a player who we were like, oh, we're good on that side. We don't have to really worry about it because he's going to take care of it. So he's been good. He's been solid so far. I'd like to see us do a little bit more with him, like get him out in space a little bit more. I don't know if the injury is kind of hindering that, but I haven't seen a lot of outside zone stuff where he's been pulling outside like he did in New Orleans and like getting out and leading the way for the running back. So hopefully he kind of gets healthy and we can get to the point where we're doing that. I think our offensive line and our offensive line play becomes a lot better when we add in that outside zone element and start stretching teams horizontally instead of just going at them vertically, So I think that'll help a lot.
Yeah. Cameron, Toront Armstead, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, like he's been everything he's, was touted, when he was signed as a free agent, the best left tackle available. And the guy's lived up to it so far. And he's been a cohesive leader for that offensive line. And I think, because of his leadership, you're seeing the offensive line play a lot better. It's pretty amazing to see. He has to play the remainder of the year, all the games for this team to be good. And Von Joe's cracking me up. Anyway, I love Toront Armstead. He's been probably behind Melvin Ingram, the best, one of the better free agent pickups.
I'm going to say Tyreek was the number one free agent pickup or trade, whatever you want to call it, right? Melvin Ingram's number two, right? Most important signing or acquisition we got this offseason, correct? You guys agree?
Toront Armstead is right there, bro.
Yeah, I think we underestimate that Toront Armstead signing because we don't have to worry about it. Like we don't think about it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, as offensive line coach previously, like those guys don't get a lot of credit, right? They just kind of get in there, they do their job, they don't get recognition. But the fact that we don't hear the defenders getting called on that side of the field, that's a good thing. So I'd say Toront Armstead is up there with Tyreek and Melvin Ingram. I think they've equally all contributed kind of the same, honestly.
Melvin Ingram, I knew he would play a factor into this team, but I did not think he would be as good as he is. He has turned out to be a stud.
Complete monster
on defense, and I love him. And I'll be honest with you, I think part of the reason we're 3-0 is specifically because of game-saving tackles he has made on this team in the first 3 games. He's that good.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge under the radar signing. And people think that, because you're signing an older guy, he's a vet, previous All-Pro, previous Pro Bowl player, that you're not going to get the same production. But typically, if you put those guys in the right system with the right coach and the right group of guys around them, they can kind of get back to that all-pro form and that Pro Bowl form that they once had. I mean, and defensive guys, we talk about offensive guys being system guys, but defensive guys are system guys too. And, if they get into the right situation where they could play and get meaningful reps and do what they do, like Melvin Ingram says, he says, I'm me, I'm just going to come in and do what I do. So you give him an opportunity to be him, and he's going to come in and make plays, man. That's just what he does.
Dude, I love it. Hey, just so you know, we're about 650 subscribers away from 10,000 now. We got 80 subscribers. Keep on subscribing to the channel, man. We are growing, and we are growing quick. I didn't think we would get to 10K this quickly, but we're doing it, and it's because of you, the fans. So make sure you guys hit subscribe. Tell your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. Share this subscribe link. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Subscribe, share. Hey, I shared it with my pops. My pops is watching now. My pops is always watching you. My brother watches
pops.
You too. Yeah, man. So I mean, we're a huge Dolphins family. So anywhere we could get content and hear people talking about our Fins, bro, we're all for it, man.
Hey, CB, man, it was so cool. At Sunday's tailgate, Steven met a couple that was traveling from Ontario, I believe.
Yeah,
Toronto, maybe, and they saw the podcast and saw us talking about East 32, and they joined us. They downloaded Tailgreeter and joined us at the tailgate because of the podcast. It was so cool, and they turned out to be the greatest people, man. They had such a good time.
Yeah, man. We kind of clown technology. Technology is like the gift and the curse, but the fact that we get to interact with people all over the world, through YouTube and through platforms like this, man, it's a blessing, man. We get to build relationships with people all over.
Dude, I love it, man. Having at the tailgate this Sunday, we had everybody there. We had Batman, we had Color, we had Ali, we had Miss Finns, we had a lot Chef Zhu, Von 954, Andravius,
The crew.
Von Joe. It was a vibe. It was a vibe, and there were plenty of other people that came through and hung out. It was
talk about a vibe after the game. Miss Finns was a vibe.
Oh, was she? Shout out to Miss Finns. We love.
No,
Miss
you
Finns.
saw like I was interviewing you and Solo and Miss Finns after the game in the parking lot. It was funny, man. She was live.
It was good times.
Hey,
Y'all
what
gotta
a
come
game.
hang out at Easter.
What a game, bro. That was crazy. That was a crazy game. I mean,
was.
probably one of the best wins I've seen us get in a long time.
Last 15, 20 years. Easy.
Yeah.
Bon Joe
easily.
said, Steven and Cameron, how do y'all feel about watching the game from the comfort of your home instead of heat and burning up? Let me tell y'all something. I need y'all to realize something. So I am on 23 straight days of either traveling or doing a show. I am so freaking excited about I have to admit,
Not
I'm
having to
excited
go
I'm not
anywhere.
there. I'm so excited about being on my couch tonight, watching the game. I am so stoked about it.
Man,
So stoked.
And you don't, bro. And honestly, you don't realize how
It takes
much
so
that
much out
game
of you.
it takes so much out of you going down
I'm
there to the
exhausted.
game.
Like Cameron called me up this morning. And I'm like, dude, I'm still in bed. I'm struggling. Like I am. Like it is so much,
Bro,
It
it's
is-
so hot down there
Yeah.
too, bro. That's another thing.
Hey, try,
It's
try,
not
try
like you're
working
good
behind
the next
grill.
day. It takes you're gone from. you're
Hey,
out of it for
Cam,
like a
that's
week.
that Cam. That's why you get all the props, bro. Because working behind that grill in that sun is on another level, man. It is. It's just another level.
But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way because that's where the fans are. It's where the juice is. That's where the excitement is, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than coming out.
Hey, look, next week, Cameron and I will be at New York. We'll be at MetLife. It'll
Yeah,
be
man.
good. It'll
Oh,
be fun.
MetLife Takeover. That's gonna be crazy.
MetLife
right?
Takeover. Guys, go to MetLifeTakeover.com. Go check
Take
out
it
Dolphins
over.
NYC, Michelle and Igor. We're going to be doing a live show that Saturday night, live from their bar over at Slattery's in Midtown, New York, in the city. I'll be there. Nando Talk will be there with me. It'll be good times. And then Sunday we'll be doing a live pregame show from the tailgate outside of MetLife.
That's gonna be crazy, man. And you and Solo D always turn it out, so it's gonna be a wild party. I know it's gonna be crazy in New York, man.
Hey, speaking of Solo D, go ahead and talk, Cameron. While I pull
Yeah,
this up.
no, I got to jump. But Von Joe's giving me the business over here in the chat. But I'll be at Boat Campers over in Oakland Park where we do the fan club weekend meet and greet. I'll be there tonight watching the game with my crew. So if anybody wants to come out and join me there, man, shout me out. I'll be probably wearing my hoodie out there and having a good time. So come see me out there. That's what I'll be watching. I'm not cooking tonight. Nope.
Again, it feels so good not to have to do that.
But hey, and real talk, like it's going to be in the 60s tonight down here. Like the hurricane pulled out all the heat and humidity. It's super nice out down here right now in South Florida. We're blessed because I know my coworker is up in Daytona Beach right now. He just texted me like his patio furniture flying all over down the street. They're going to get 18 feet of storm surge, which puts the water up to their roof line. Considering where they are in Ormond Beach, man, like prayers up for all of them.
Prayers up, really.
Yeah, people are going to need our help. Let's come together and help these folks because it's going to be rough. But I'll say that, man. Dolphins by 2 touchdowns tonight. CB, it's good chatting with you.
Hey, great meeting you, Cam.
I got to run Stephen D.
You're the man, brother. I love you, brother.
And I won't see you tomorrow.
All right, that's fine. We'll do. It's going to be Victory Friday tomorrow.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
I might be able to get in for a minute or two, but you guys have a good show. We'll see you.
Victory Friday. Well,
See you, Boat Campers tonight. Let's go.
Let's go.
Fins up.
I love it, man. And then there were 2. Then it's just me. All right, so real quick, I want to play this before we keep going. You can hang out with me for a little while, right, CB83?
Yeah, I got a little time. Yeah.
You got a little time. CB's got a little time. All right, so Solo D came out with his new song for this week.
Always fire. Always
I know,
tracks,
bro.
Always, bro.
I
Solo
know,
D,
so-
he been killing it for a long time. Man.
He has been. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to play the new video and song by the Honorable Solo D called Said Something. Let's go.
squish the fish, hold the email, squish the fish.
I thought a Bills fan said something so low, so
Can you hear
low,
it?
so low.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
I thought a Bills fan said something. They were crazy and talking all week. When they left out that game, couldn't speak. I thought a reporter said something. They was dialing and hating on tour. Now they see that my dog is a trooper. I thought them people that flew in from Buffalo told me that they was gonna squish the fish. A Dolphins a mammal that's ignorant. We beat them and made them go get the switch. I said we gonna cook them, and yes, we did cook them. That field got as hot as the kitchen gets. They tried to take 2 hours with some hits, but 2 as a soldier stayed in the mix. That's big dog status, give them elbow room. Send them back crying to their hotel room. Had them real quiet 1040. They had a bigger ad, Ken Dorsey. It's a Miami thing, we support them. Train the greatness, we bought it. Now we gotta go to Ohio, hey. We gonna put the Bengals in the Tiger cage. AFC champs, we not afraid. Bloody wheels off, there be no chase. Gotta make the world believe us. We gonna feed apples to the cheetah. Hey, your offense really better speed up. Cause them buffet boys kinda eat up. See that MIA so thorough. We gonna come lock down Joe Burrow. I thought a Bills fan said something. They were crazy and talking all week. When they left out that game, couldn't speak. I thought a reporter said something. They was dialing and hating on tour. Now they see that my dog is a trooper. I thought a Bills fan said something. They were crazy and talking all week. When they left out that game, couldn't speak. I thought a reporter said something. They was dialing and hating on tour. Now they see that my dog is a trooper.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. My brother killed it.
Solo be snapping on the track. Snapping.
He killed it, cuz. I love it, man. That honorable Solo D, he's something else. I love that,
bro.
Man.
Every week, fire. Putting out fire, man.
Love that, man. Dude, it is so good. So good. Hit the like button if you guys like that. That was... dude, he's been doing this for 12 years.
Bro,
12 years?
A long time, bro. I met him a while back through my boy, one of my boys, Sean, who lives here in Central Florida. I think he was pretty cool with Solo D back in the day, but bro, he's been killing it for a long time, bro.
Donate to the channel and I'll play it again. Donate to the channel and I'll play it again for y'all. Let's get some donations up there today. Only $2 donated. Donate to the channel, help the channel grow. If all 173 y'all donated $1 right now, it would go such a long way into helping the channel grow.
Yeah, man. Help the channel out. Donate, man. Stephen D's killing it. Keep bringing y'all content.
23 straight days,
bro. Every day. You killing it, man. You killing it. 23.
Yeah, 23. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm off, and I might be off Wednesday too because
you got to take a day, huh?
We'll be here for Tuesday, but
yeah. That's what's up, man. Hey, well, we get a Thursday night game. You could take a few days.
I know. I feel like it's nice little regroup, and then we got MetLife. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about I understand we got the game tonight, and we'll come back to it here in a minute. But let's talk about the following 3 games, right? Let's go to we got the MetLife takeover up in New York, the Jets. Right. Let's talk about that real quick. I think the Jets are the 3rd best team in the AFC East. They're a lot better than I think what people give them credit for, and I'm interested. Zach Wilson's coming back. What are your thoughts about the Jets? What are your thoughts about that game in 11 days, 10 days with the Jets up in New York?
I think the Jets are. I don't think they're a great football team, but they're good. They're a good football team, and they're good enough to.
They're on the up.
Yeah. They're definitely on the up, and that's what in the NFL, right? Any given week, you could get your butt beat, right? Yeah. So it's just a matter of making sure you go out there and perform. I mean, honestly,
thank you, Alan.
The Jets have a special place in my heart now because my little cousin plays for them. Elijah Moore, he plays receiver for the Jets.
Oh, is that your cousin?
Yeah. That's my little cousin. So he played at Ole Miss. Now he's a receiver there. So I try to watch him as much as I can. And you
got to root against him though when he plays the Dolphins.
Of course, I'm rooting against them. Yeah.
Does he know you're a Dolphins fan?
And he knows that. He knows my channel. He knows all of that stuff. So he has an idea what's
maybe
going
we
on.
can get him on. Try to get him to come on the morning show during Jets week.
Oh, okay, on Jets Week. Yeah, maybe we get him on Jets Week and we can see what he does.
Hey, man. Hey, look, just tell him the trash talk is coming. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
going to be there.
I know. He knows. I'm sure he knows. That's a big rivalry. So you already know what time it is. Division rivalry, man.
I know, it's crazy, but dude, I look, I'm not scared of them in any way, shape, or form, but I do think that they're an up and coming team. I like what Robert Saleh's done there.
Yeah, his team's going to play hard.
I think they're in much better shape than the Patriots are right now. I really do.
I think they have much better talent than the Patriots.
All around.
All around. Much better talent offensively, defensively.
Yep.
And if those guys come to play, there's no telling what could happen. So as the Dolphins, we just got to make sure we go out there and do what we need to do in order to win the football game, man.
No doubt. All right. After that, it's fan club weekend, where all the fan clubs from across the globe. We got Dolphins Mexico. I think we got the Italy fan club coming. I don't know if the UK's coming that weekend or the weekend after. I know they'll be there at the weekend after. I don't know if they'll be there for the Vikings game. But we got fan clubs from all over the country as well. Triangle Fans Club. Shout out to my brother from another mother, A-Rod. We're gonna
shout out to all the fan clubs.
I know,
man. There's so many.
Cal, South Cal, Dolphins, NYC, Atlanta Dolphin Club. You name it, they're there. Upstate New York, Dolphin Club.
So what's crazy is, man, when I was in college at Howard, there was like a Dolphins meetup, right? And, we started meeting up and just kind of like watching the games on Sundays. And that was actually the year we went to the playoffs and played Baltimore and got killed.
Is that the DC fan club?
Yeah. So the DC,
they just restarted back up.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, because me and my boys were pretty active in that. Like me and Steve and Sean, a couple of my homies, we were pretty active in the group. So, and we used to give DC hell on days we won. Boy, we would go through and tear the city up, man, for sure.
So there's a couple fan clubs up here. Nova, Northern Virginia. Shout out to Nova Doll Fan Club. They're amazing. Valley Fanatics, one of my very close friends, Ryan Keeling and Angel Ortiz. They both run that. They're awesome guys. And then, we also have, the two ones up in PA, Landco, PA, and what's the other one? I forget the other one in PA. Central PA, maybe Dolphin Club, if I'm correct. I forget what the other name was. And then there's a new one that just kind of started up with DJ Sick Turtle, Jaconda, the Maryland Fan Club, and I'm helping out a little bit with them. It's going to be cool. So I love the fan clubs. I think it's really, really cool. And then you got the Triangle Fan Club in North Carolina. You got the Charlotte Doll Fan Club. Donna is absolutely amazing with the Charlotte Fan Club. And then you got the Atlanta Fan Club with Scott Howe. And you got Dolphins NYC up in New York, upstate. It's crazy. All the Dolphin clubs all across the East Coast, right? It's wild. Yeah, and then there's a Kentucky fan club. There's an Arizona fan club, Northern California, Southern California, NorCal, South Cal.
Everybody has one, man.
I know.
There's Dolphin fans everywhere, man. I was in Kentucky this past weekend and sitting there watching the game. I was actually at a distillery when I was watching the game on my iPad, and the guy comes up to me like, "Hey, you watching the Dolphins game? I'm a big Dolphins fan." I was like, "Yeah, where you from?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm from he was like, "I'm from Florida, but I'm up here just kind of hanging out with the family." He's like, "We got family from all over, but man, it's crazy how we're kind of."
So you started watching the game with him, right?
Yeah, basically, man.
Let me tell you how much I love football. All right, now I know this isn't Dolphins, so on the flight back home from Fort Lauderdale, I took 8:30 p.m. flight on Monday. Okay,
yeah,
and I'm on the plane. And it's probably 95% full. It's not 100% full flight. So I'm sitting in like the second row, and this young lady comes, sits next to me. She's got full Dallas Cowboy gear on, and Cowboys were playing the Giants.
Yep.
And I don't know what was going on with her phone, but she couldn't watch it. But on Southwest, you can get the free TV. So the game was on. So I just put it up in the center. And we watched the game, and after she's like, "That's awesome that you played the game for me. I wasn't going to be able to watch the game, and I was so upset that I wasn't going to be able to watch the game." And it was cool, like to have that. I'd never met this person, a complete stranger, and for 2 hours we got to watch a football game together, and we were talking and laughing. It was a lot of fun. And she lives in South Florida. She's going to law school, and I'm going to invite her to Tailgate for the Dolphins. But yeah, man, it's so cool how you get to meet people through football.
Yeah,
and
and
it's the coolest thing in the
football.
world. You meet complete strangers because of football.
It is. It's such a community sport too. It's like everybody. I mean, even the high school level, the Pop Warner level, everybody is. It's a community thing. Everybody's involved, and everybody wants to see their team win, and it brings people together. I mean, football is a great sport. It's the ultimate team sport. So you got to really appreciate it. 53 guys going out there and trying to get a job done. So it's pretty impressive.
All right, let's kind of go back to the game tonight at hand. The Miami Dolphins play tonight on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Let's talk a little bit about Amazon and their coverage and how the NFL is kind of moving away from traditional NFL coverage to what I think Amazon is probably the lead of how we're going to start taking in NFL content moving forward. The new NFL deal. Or excuse me, the old NFL deal with DirecTV's up after the season. Somebody new is going to get it together. What are your thoughts about this new deal, potential new deal? How DirecTV had it, how Amazon's been doing it.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to understand why the NFL just doesn't do it themselves. I don't.
They will. It will be set up that way.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the fact that we're still having to watch games, we can't even watch it live on the app, on the NFL Plus app, which sucks to me. We can't watch it.
Here's my theory. Listen to me for a second. This is my theory,
okay.
CB. The NFL makes a lot of money from these TV deals, like ridiculous money. So DirecTV is going to lose it. So it's either going to be YouTube, Amazon, or I think Apple TV. I think those are the three. Those are the final three on who's going to get Sunday Ticket. Okay. And I'm pretty sure it's either going to be Amazon or YouTube at this point. But let's say Apple TV is still in it. Right. Yeah. So those three are the final three. How Amazon is doing it. So Amazon Thursday Night Football, you have Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit doing it, which I love Al Michaels. I'm not a big Herbstreit fan. I know a lot of people disagree with me with that, but I think he's better for college football. I'd rather not hear him on pro football, but that's just me, right? And so, but then you also have alternative, like they have Dude Perfect, the YouTube channel, Dude Perfect. That's huge. They have an alternative broadcast up there, right? And we see what ESPN is doing with the Manning cast, and that's bigger than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, by the way. They spent all that money on Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, and I still think people would rather watch the Manning cast rather than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, who I appreciate and like, right? And then you kind of look at YouTube channels, right? TD Finns Talk, Dudley Do Wrong, myself, Reason, yourself, everybody, Finns Tailgate, the world, right?
It's just more personality. Yeah, more personality.
Everything. Yep. So I think you take that combined with these platforms, and I think you're going to start seeing a world together. They're going to start coming together. I really do. I really believe that. And I say that because I think now, they realize the NFL knows they can make money on this, but I think the next TV contract will be a 10-year deal. It'll be $3 to $5 billion. Okay. And then they will set themselves up with NFL Plus so that they will have the capability in 10 years to carry that stuff on themselves. Right now, Amazon has the capability. YouTube has the capability already to carry all of that, their computer systems, everything the way it's designed, they can do that. NFL Plus is not there yet, but it will be in 10 years. So I agree with you. The NFL will carry their own product in 10 years, but they're going to make this 3.3 to $5 billion first. They're going to see the pros and cons of how they do it, and the NFL within 10 years will be carrying their own product. Mark my words. That's how it's going to happen.
And I could see that happening. I just don't understand why there wasn't a plan in place for them.
Because DirecTV had it for 20 years, bro.
Right. So, but as DirecTV has it, right, Steven? I mean, you're developing.
But they weren't even doing it right, and they knew that, and they didn't have the capability. So let Amazon and YouTube work out whatever kinks and stuff that they can. Then you copy their model and you put it on NFL Plus, and then you build it up where NFL Plus is like right now. NFL Plus is terrible. I'm just going to say it point blank. It's a terrible product. But if you fix that and you start being able to get, you don't want it to crash. So you got to build it up over a 10-year time so that they're able to have every US based customer.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, and that would be ideal. If you made us pay a subscription and we could watch games live, all the games.
Would you not
and
pay
have it-
$19.99 every month, or 20 or 30 bucks every month to watch all Dolphins content, including the games?
Of course I would. And
Everybody would.
what's crazy about the Orlando market is like they didn't even show the game last week. Like they didn't
'Cause
even
it's-
show.
It's
bro,
Jacksonville's market.
bro, it's terrible. Like Orlando is. They showed the Carolina Panthers and the Saints game last week in Orlando instead of Miami and Buffalo Bills. It was just like, and this is what I get living in Orlando. It's like, bro, we can't even watch our own games. This is ridiculous. Like, and then I can't watch NFL Plus because they don't do live stuff. It's like, man, this is terrible. I got to go out to a bar and watch the game, or I got to find something illegal, which I don't want to do. So,
Or pay the $400 a month for whatever, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
For everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? I mean, I get it. I understand it. I personally, I love NFL Sunday Ticket from the standpoint of the Red Zone channel with Andrew Siciliano, which, by the way, I'm super excited that on Monday, because the Dolphins aren't playing, I get to watch NFL Red Zone the entire day with Andrew Siciliano. Super excited about that.
Yeah. He's pretty funny.
Siciliano's great.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the reason I wanted to do this is I want to be a play-by-play guy. Baseball and football are like the two things I want to do. So
Nice.
that's something I want to do. So
you got the voice for it, man. You do.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You sound good. You sound good, no homo.
I mean, hey. Look, man, I think when it comes down at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins will the NFL will have a platform on its own merit within 10 years, but they're going to make this money first, and they're going to get this $3 to $5 billion, and that's how we're going to do it. Now, the NFL,
but honestly, Steven, isn't the $3 to $5 billion? Shouldn't that be a drop in the bucket for the NFL? Like they could already establish their own thing.
Well,
they make a lot of money.
You got to think, right? YouTube's going to pay the $3 to $5 billion, or Amazon will, right?
Yeah. Jeff
They'll
Bezos
pay the $3 to $5 billion.
Yeah.
But then they'll sell the marketing rights for 10, and they'll make $7 billion on it over the 10 years.
Easily. Oh yeah.
Where if the NFL could easily make $10 billion on their own if they had their own platform and sold it and then had a marketing. They have to create all that, and that's what they will create over the next 10 years. They will have that. I promise you on everything. Whoever gets this, it's only going to be a 10 to 15 year deal. And then it will be with the staple that the NFL, if they decide to do it on their own, they will do it and allow whoever it has it now to do something in conjunction with them. But it'll be the NFL having their own platform.
Yeah, and honestly, if I was the NFL, I would say, hey, these are the stipulations in the contract. If we give you this contract, you got to help us launch our platform afterwards. Like, help us moving forward, and we'll also scratch your back and help you in regards to whatever you do.
Well, I think that's part of what these Thursday night football games are, right? So let's talk about the game tonight. So the Thursday night football game, you will have Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit calling the game. You'll have an alternative channel. I forget what the alternative channel is. Plus, you have Dude Perfect.
And then you also have the Taylor Rooks girl who
Taylor Rooks is amazing, by the way. Love her.
She's dope. So you'll have her too. She does like the sideline stuff. So it'll be cool, man. I mean, I like what they're doing. I like the way they're kind of branching out and giving other people opportunities, because I don't feel like the networks, the TV networks, always did the best job with it. I think they just kind of got laxed, and the competition makes for a better product. Much better product.
I mean, 100%. I mean, I remember the Thursday night games not being very competitive a few years back, and I think they've done a good job of that over the last couple of years of making the Thursday night games more competitive. Because I remember the Thursday night games being very, very bad football competitive.
Oh yeah. There was a run where it was ugly, where they were all blowouts and all bad games. But now they've been much better.
Tonight will be a blowout. I'm just letting you know. Tonight will probably be that game. Now that I think about that, but it'll be in favor of Miami, and it won't be bad for us Dolphin fans.
As long as it's for Miami, I'm good. I'm
excited about it. All right, so tonight's game is going to be a big one. let's talk about your score predictions and any hot takes you have for tonight's game. I told people earlier when not everybody was up here, these are my 5 things that I think will happen tonight. Tua will throw for 3 touchdowns. Our defense will get a touchdown. There will be at least 5 sacks in the game. We'll score 40 points, and the Dolphins will win. Those are my 5 things I think will happen tonight.
So I think the score will be around 31-17 Dolphins. I think we're going to have – I call 6 sacks. So 5 plus sacks. I'd like to see 6. 6 sacks. I want to see an interception by Javon Holland or X. And then I want to see also a defensive touchdown, like a strip sack to the crib type situation. So I think defense will have, at least two turnovers, 6 sacks, and we just get after it and spank some butt on, national TV tonight.
I think it's going to be great, man. Who do you think wide receiver wise are going to cash some touchdowns tonight for the Miami Dolphins?
Tyreek's got to get one. I think Tyreek, Waddle, and Gesicki could have one. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think definitely Tyreek gets one. I'd like to see Waddle get one as well. And I think Gesicki's due for another one as well. We got to get him one.
So I think, as I said, I think Tua throws 3 tonight, but the only one I'm confident in from like who's going to catch is Tyreek's going to get at least 1 tonight. But everybody else, I'm not sure. Like River Craycraft could get 1. Gesicki could get 1. Jalen Waddle could get 1.
Got weapons, man.
Exactly. Durham Smythe could get 1. Alec Ingold could get 1 tonight. Like there's so many different options, but the one I'm just confident in is Tyreek Hill is going to get a touchdown tonight.
Yeah, and I think Mike McDaniels continues to open it up tonight. I think we come out just being aggressive. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think he does call a great game tonight. And I think we see some stuff we haven't seen yet in terms of the offense and some of the trickery and things like that.
Andrevius is saying Christian Wilkins. I do think a defense will score a touchdown today. Who will that be? I don't know. Will it be a pick 6? Will it be a fumble recovery for a touch, that runs into a touchdown? I don't know.
Yeah.
But look, I promise you on everything that Burrow's not comfortable now, and he will not be comfortable tonight in any way, shape, or form.
We cannot let him get comfortable back there. That's just something we can't do for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we're gonna have a big run tonight too. We haven't seen it yet, but I think we are gonna see a big run.
There
tonight.
have been some breakouts that I like from I feel like our offensive line has gotten better every game, but our running backs have gotten better every game, and you've started to see the improvement. And so you're right. They're just let them see an open hole, bro. Like they're gonna be
yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Man, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I'm not opening up the panel, but I will open up one at a time. I'm not doing a big panel today. But if you want to come in, tell us your score predictions for tonight's game and what you think about tonight. I'll let you guys come in one at a time, hang out with me and do that. Have you on for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to try to move through as many people as I can. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, man.
Do all that stuff. Subscribe, share, donate. Only $2 donated today. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. All right, let's go ahead and let's bring in the first person today, Greg. Good morning, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good, man. Happy game day, man. You excited for tonight?
I am excited for tonight. I'm rocking the Javon Holland jersey today at school.
Let's go. Where do you go to school at?
I go to college right now. I go to a community college up here.
Where are you at?
I live in Rhode Island, so I'm in like
Rhode Island. Let's go.
Yeah,
you're in enemy territory.
I know.
Do you have you ever been to Dolphins of Southern New England fan club?
No, I haven't.
You got to go there, man. All right, so are you on Facebook?
I don't use Facebook a lot, but
okay, but you have one, right? Go to Dolphins of Southern New England. Okay, all right, when you can, look them up. I don't know how far away that is from you. I'm sure it's probably a good hour and a half, but it's still worth on a game day on a Sunday, maybe going there and watching a game with a bar full of Dolphins fans. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, maybe. But I usually watch the game with my dad up here. But
is he a Dolphins fan?
Yeah, he's a Dolphins fan.
Oh man, he passed it on down to you. I like it, man.
Yeah.
So what are your score predictions for tonight, man?
I'm gonna go with a close score, 27-21 or 28-21, something like that. But
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I really don't expect blowouts. If we blow out, I'm shocked. If we get blown out, I'm upset. But I really don't predict blowouts. I'm just gonna go with the close game.
All right,
Hey man,
nice.
who do you think's going to have a big night tonight for the Miami Dolphins?
Damn, that's so tough to predict because there's so much talent on this roster.
So much. Yep.
I'm gonna throw out the Jalen Phillips, man. I think he's coming. I think Raheem Mostert. I think those are gonna be the two guys that.
I like that his first thought was a defensive player is going to have a big night tonight. I like that. It wasn't an offense. Jalen Phillips is going to have a big night tonight. I think he's going to eat. He's going to eat. I'm excited about it.
He's got to come around eventually, man.
You know, one of the things that we've been talking about, like, because Byron Jones has been out, he's been like staying back in the flat and having to like guard tight ends that are coming out of the backfield, coming out of the side, or running backs coming out of the backfield. But I do believe that he's going to eat tonight. I think they're going to let him go crazy tonight.
Yeah. Can't wait, man. I'm excited.
All right, Greg, man, are you subscribed to the channel?
Yes, I am. I just subscribed recently. I just found the show and I'm liking the content right now.
Oh, Greg, man, I'm super excited that you're here, man. Welcome to the family. Got to get you signed up to become a member whenever you're ready. But I love that you're here every morning, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, I just recently tuned in. I hope to keep tuning in. I usually, in between classes while I'm doing homework, I watch you guys. So.
Well, that means a lot to me, man. That means a lot to me. So, Greg, thank you for tuning in, man, and keep watching from Rhode Island.
So that
go ahead.
Barstool guy, he's a total. I don't want to swear because it's very inappropriate. But
go ahead. I'll try to use the swear the thing. He's a what?
He's a DICK. I don't like him. I feel like he should have removed it, but that's just me. But yeah, I don't like him, man. I really don't like Barstool that much.
Well, Miami sports music over Barstool every day, right?
Yes.
Every day, all day, man.
All right, Greg. I appreciate it, brother.
See
Love
ya,
you, man.
fins up.
Fins up,
see
baby.
you, Greg. Fins up, man.
All right, let's go to the next person. Hey, if you guys want to get in, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. We need to get more people back here. I'm trying to go through as many people. I want to hear your thoughts, your score prediction, anything you want to talk about. I'm going to try to get through you, all right? Let's go through Mark, Bills Mafia. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Steven. Good
Mark,
morning,
how's it going?
TV. I got it 30-20. Actually, I remember my score. I have it 30-20 Cincinnati tonight. I think
I think you're wrong. Go ahead.
I think the number of questionables and injuries, the short travel week, the short week, the travel with the hurricane, I think those are all negative impact factors. And I'm not a guy who makes excuses, but I think if the Dolphins win this one, they're obviously the best team in the AFC. But I just think this is made
just the AFC, not the NFL.
Well, Philadelphia still has to be dealt with yet. I mean, the Eagles are.
Who has Philadelphia beat, Mark?
Well, they've beaten really nobody. They beat Washington. They beat.
And who has Miami beat? Miami has beat who?
Your Bills, Mark.
Super Bowl favorites.
Okay, Steven, let's temper this a little bit and let's be
Mark. Hey, Mark wants you to temper it.
Mark, think about this for a second, buddy. Just listen for a second. If Miami wins tonight, we would have beaten the Super Bowl favorites. We would have beaten the defending AFC champions, and we would have defeated 2 MVP candidates in Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. What else do you want from Miami if we win tonight? Be honest. What else?
I'm being honest. If you win tonight, you're gonna be 4-0 and the best team in the AFC. And I don't.
The NFL. You're saying the wrong letters. The NFL, not the AFC, bro.
And maybe the best team in the NFL at this time.
Maybe no, will be.
Maybe.
But let's keep some truths into play here. You beat a bad New England team. Please don't tell me that, they were a playoff team last year. Well, last 2021.
You're not hearing anything from me. I'm not arguing with you. I think they are a bad team. I think they're the worst team in the AFC East. Go ahead.
Okay, Mark, tell us how bad Baltimore is, Mark.
Okay, you beat a bad Baltimore team with a
wrong. They're not a bad team. They have an NFL
you beat a bad
MVP
Baltimore
candidate.
Secondary. And
Wrong.
you beat a Bills team that was beating the crap in a game that you should have gotten.
Oh my God!
Why were you beating the crap, Mark? Mark, why were you beating the crap?
Mark.
Because you got beat to crap. That's what happened. You just got beat to crap, Mark.
You know what, Mark? You know what, Mark? So
497 yards,
Vonjo, who's listening up here, and I.
15.
All right, Mark. I understand. Look, Mark.
41 minutes of possession in 19.
Mark, I understand.
You got a great defensive play to get on a sack by Holland.
So we got a great play that we have great players that make great plays, Mark.
That's part of 60 minutes of football,
great
Mark.
Throws in the fourth quarter to Waddle, and basically your defense was on the field the entire game long. I think that has an impact.
And we still held you to 17 points.
Yeah, because the Bills were all gunked up.
We were on the field for 40 minutes and held your team to 17 points.
If you play that game 10 times, the Bills
we win 9 out of 10 times.
No, I don't think so.
We win 9 out of Mark. So this is my problem with Mark. Like, Mark, you were a Dolphin fans at one point, weren't you?
No, I was a Bills fan, but I liked the Dolphins in the 70s, and I love the Marino teams.
So all right. So if you love the Marino teams and you were a Dolphin fan back in the 70s and 80s, whenever,
well, I mean,
right?
you guys beat us 20 games in a row in the 70s. Let's be honest.
And you said you liked Dan Marino, and you were a Dolphin fan at one point.
Who doesn't love Dan Marino? Only an idiot doesn't love Dan Marino.
So that's what you told me at one point. You told me you were a Dolphin fan at one point. Now you're a Bills fan.
And I like the Dolphins. I'm just trying to be real tonight. I root for the Dolphins like 15 times a year, minus the 2 Buffalo games. But I think tonight is a lot to overcome. I think like I said, the Dolphins didn't get away scot-free with injuries, and now Van Ginkel looks like he's not going to play tonight with an illness. And Van Ginkel being down doesn't hurt us as much. But Mark, I want you to understand this. I think you're being a little salty.
Sign up to become a member, Jesse.
I think you're being a little salty as a result of taking the L last week, and I understand
I'm
that.
not happy taking the L last week.
I know you can't be. You can't be. I mean, and I'd be a little salty if I lost that way too. I understand.
Fast with a nailed 57-yard field goal.
Mark. So Mark, what I hear from you is excuses about why your team didn't win on Thursday.
A lot of excuses.
What I didn't hear from you is, look, they played better. It was a great game. They played better.
I was on the pad. I came up and said, I can give you guys your congratulations. You got scoreboard. The scoreboard's the only thing that counts in the long term.
But so you're saying we didn't wear you down, we didn't beat you up that game?
I think the combination of the weather and everything and all the other factors that came into play, and Buffalo having to change their offensive style because they had to protect their defense, because there's no way they could have gone out there and slung the ball around the way they usually do. With a defense,
it can't be that the Dolphins were a good enough team that just held them.
Mark, go ahead, Steven.
Mark's not giving us our due.
So I'm giving you your due. I'm just saying.
I don't think you are though.
A lot of circumstances in that game affected the outcome.
So there's Mark, and that's the NFL. That's the game. That's the way it's played.
Saying tonight, it's your turn to be in the same mess.
And you know what I'm saying? You are wrong.
With a bunch of guys that are
wrong, cuz.
And losing a day's practice because of the hurricane. I'm saying that I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you these are the reasons why I don't like the Dolphins' chances tonight.
Okay, all right, and I respect Mark's opinion. I mean, I just don't think it's right.
Steven, I don't think this is a blowout by any means. And if you look at Cincinnati, and I know you guys are focused on the Dolphins as you should be, as being big Dolphin fans. I'm one of those weird guys that has big screen TVs and multiple direct TV connections, so I watch multiple games at the same time. And I've watched all 3 Cincinnati games. Cincinnati lost their long snapper in that game with Pittsburgh, which affected the block extra point that would have won the game in regulation, the field goal that would have won the game in overtime. So Cincinnati's really not a 1-2 team. They're a 2-1 team with gross misfortune. Also, Burrow had the ruptured appendix, wasn't really ready to go in game 1 through some really incredibly stupid interceptions. The offensive line wasn't together.
So you're giving him a bunch of excuses, Mark. It sounds like
a touchdown in the last 20 drives. We have to keep that in mind. This is a different team.
You had Mark. Listen to me, bud. Listen to me. You had the ball for over 40 minutes. You had more than enough opportunities to score touchdowns. There were no problems on your offensive line or on your offensive team for the most part. You
absolutely wrong on that, Stephen.
You had the same issues we had.
Bates, Mitch Morse didn't play. Spencer Brown went out with heat exhaustion. So they're all
so did our guys.
Mess.
Jalen Waddle went to the back and got an IV. Mr. Peabody said, bye, Mark.
Dang, bye, Mark. That's bad.
He couldn't do it.
I like Mark. I just think Mark we have a salty version of Mark right now, as a result of last week's L that he took. And that happens. That happens.
All right, let me bring in my brother from another mother. Love this man, Batman2423. Good morning, Batman.
Batman.
Hey, everybody. How we doing?
Hey,
what's up, baby? How are you?
Ready?
Good. I even got the socks today at work. We rocking it today. Let's go, Fins.
Let's
Fins
go,
up, man.
What are your thoughts for today, man?
24-17. That's pretty much I got 5 or 6 people with the same exact score prediction. I think 24-17 is doable. I think we're gonna get 2 or 3 touchdowns running. I think Tua might get one of them 2 running. I think everything is focused on their offensive line and our defensive line. We expect big things from Phillips. We expect Agba to eat, especially if what's his name doesn't play. Collins, Leonel Collins. If he doesn't play, I expect Agba to get 1 or 2 sacks. The Van Ginkel stuff doesn't really kill us too much because we got the defensive player of the month, ladies and gentlemen. We got Melvin Ingram.
Hey.
So I'm excited, man. It just feels good. But before that, I want to say, prayers up to everybody out there on the west coast of Florida. Damage is pretty harsh in Fort Myers and going up a little bit off the coast. So everybody, prayers up. Let's come together as a community like we always do and see what our friends up over there on that side need, if they need any help or with anything, though. But I wanted to say fins up, man, to y'all. So are you guys excited, though, for today's game?
Man,
super excited. I'm excited to watch it on my couch and do absolutely nothing. That's what I'm excited about.
That's awesome. Oh, jump on the show, Steven, if you can. I'm doing a live show from local
I'm going to be
Flanagan's.
real with you. I'm doing absolutely nothing but enjoying watching the game and not talking and just watching it from my nothing. Hey, I have nothing
he's shut
to
off.
do. I'm shutting it off, bro. I have to. I'm just going to enjoy the game.
Okay, that's good, though. That's good.
Batman,
you need it.
I'll check you out for sure, Batman. At some point, I will.
Appreciate it, man. We'll be out there.
I'll tune in.
with
I'll tune
with
in.
Beer
Don't get
Guy.
it twisted. I'll tune in, but I'm not jumping on nothing.
I'll be there with Beer Guy and Dolphinator. We'll be out there, and then I invited a bunch of Fins fans to come through, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Where are you going to be at?
Flanagan's in Doral, Miami.
Okay. Have fun there, bro. Get a drink
Much
a little
love to
Vesa
everybody.
soda.
I wish they don't have Vesasur there. I wish they have their own brewing company off of Atlantic, which is actually down the street where I'm at.
Little Vesa soda.
Somebody's got to send me some Vesasura, man. I can't get it up here yet. So
well, let me ask you this, CB. When are you coming down? Because I got to give you your glass.
Are you coming to a game?
Yeah, I'll probably come down in a couple of weeks, man.
Are you coming to Minnesota or the Steelers game?
I really want to do the Steelers game Sunday night,
right, well,
so that may be a good one for me to come out to, and I'll take Monday off or something.
Andrevia says he's at Boat Campers in Fort Lauderdale tonight. I think he's going to be with Cameron.
Oh, nice! You guys should have told me what time. I would have done that. I already invited too many people.
Cameron will come. Cameron, well, just tell all the people you go hang out with Cameron.
There's 20 people. They live down south, so it's going to be hard. But everybody be safe tonight. Hey, fins up. Let's root for our team.
Hey, I got to call you out real quick. I got to call you out. According to your score prediction, you don't have Tua passing any touchdowns tonight?
Well, yes. Yeah, you said it right. I think McDaniel. I think what McDaniel is going to do is that. Remember, all 3 games, he's like you mentioned earlier. He's done something different on the offense. We've seen something different in every single game. And we're going to incorporate, I think the run is where they're going to catch us off. They're not going to see it coming. And we're going to be running down the ball down their throat. And I see them doing the same thing. I mean, I know, what's his name? Mixon is having a hard time running the ball. I believe he was averaging, 2.2 yards per carry, but he's still an elite back. He's still an elite back.
He's a little banged up, ain't he, too? He had a concussion or something like that.
Bro,
his backup is playing a little bit better.
Tua's throwing for 3 touchdowns tonight. I'm just letting you know.
I hope so, man. Hey, we could get 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 throwing.
Oh, look at him. He's like, if we could get 6 touchdowns,
I'll take it. Now listen, the score could change. The score could change because I think if the Dolphins,
we're putting up 40 burgers. I'm just letting you know we're putting up a 40.
Listen,
burger.
What about a 50? Let's do a 50 burger. How about
50.
that?
Hey,
50 piece.
Hey, man. I better have nobody coming up here on Victory Friday saying any trash. None whatsoever.
Much love to y'all, man. I'm gonna try to hurry up so I can get out early. The fins up, man. Everybody
Love
have
you,
a
brother.
blessed
Be
day,
good, man.
and see y'all
Hey,
later.
be good, bro.
All right,
See
man.
you.
All right. Let me bring on the next guest. Where's my man at? Timothy. Good morning, Timothy, man. How are you? Timothy froze.
Timothy, you here, buddy?
Timothy, go out and come back in. I'll bring you on, buddy. Go out and come back in, Timothy. He froze, man. He was there. All right, Rashad. Good morning, Rashad.
Morning, fellas.
Rashad, what's up with you, man?
Not much, just working. Last day before this 4-day weekend.
Hey, you out of there.
Right.
Tell us what you think about tonight, Rashad. Want to know your thoughts.
Tonight is what I'm hoping versus what versus what I think we go get, which is pretty much the same thing. I say the fellas put it together. Last game before what? Next game is 10, 11 days away.
10, 11 days away in New York.
Yep.
Which I'll be there.
I said they push through. Injuries, no injuries. They come hard. I see us opening up the offense this week. Tonight, like completely. I see a big game from Morset. Like, when I say big, I mean 10 to 13 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Like big game.
That's that big run, huh?
Yeah, at least one. Tyreek, I say Tyreek get 2 to 3 touchdowns because we all heard him. He's a little salty about his targets last week. He had something out for Eli Apple for the trash talk he had after the playoff win. I see us going big. Like we see, now tonight we see the offense. It's prime time. It's everybody been talking. We're still underdogs. We've been underdogs in every game, every single game. And I think we put a stamp on it tonight.
Hey, man, who do you think is going to have a big game tonight? What player do you think is going to have a big game?
Besides Morset?
Yeah.
I say X.
Mostert, yep.
I say X. Big game.
Okay.
X. Like,
okay.
Chase, like down. Like, 2 picks, if that.
Hey.
That'd be crazy.
Dude, hey, bro.
We
I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Burrow don't know when to get rid of the ball, one.
He doesn't. I'll give him that.
The Bengals have allowed they're averaging 24 points a game, and who have they played? Giving up 24 points a game, and who have they played? Like, it's gonna be ugly for that offense and that defense. So,
I need to see Baker blitz a little bit more and get home, man. I need to see a couple Baker sacks tonight, man. That's what I want to see.
I don't need it from him. I need it from Jalen Phillips. That's who I need it from tonight, CB.
Well, see, I see them protecting. I mean, they're going to protect well on the outside. I'm sure the tackles are going to be ready to go. I'd like to see Jalen Phillips get a couple too, but I know when they're focused on those outside guys like Jalen Phillips, Ingram, Agba, the middle kind of opens up and there's opportunities in there for a guy to sneak through and get one. So I'd like to see Jerome Baker get a couple too.
Jerome in the house.
Jerome.
Last game, I've never seen Baker play like that. Like the power he was coming with, how he was just tracking down every back in the backfield, all the quick outs and all that. He was hitting hard, and he was coming fast. I was like, pause. I'm like, I'm not a Baker guy, but I love what I seen. I don't know where it came from in that heat, but if you watch the tape, he was playing on another level. But that's it. That's all.
Hey, I just had Finn Sticky say him and his wife are safe, minor damage. He's speaking to Gorilla Luke now. He's heading to him. He said Southwest Florida will never be the same. There's so much damage.
Damn, that's rough, man. It's such a beautiful.
We're gonna have to do. I'm gonna talk with Allie, and we'll do something where we can raise some money for Southwest Florida because I definitely want to. So, yeah, that's sad, man. All right,
everybody, all you Floridians. I think that's how y'all say it.
Floridians, yes.
Floridians, yeah. I'm a Californian, so I'm trying to get used to it right now.
Man, what part of Cali you in, man?
I'm in the Bay. I just moved back from LA like a year ago.
Okay. I used to live in LA, but I got my homies in the Bay. I like San Fran. What part of the Bay you in? You in Oakland or San Fran?
I'm in Oakland.
Oh, okay. Dope.
Him and Marshawn Lynch. Let's go.
I played against Marshawn as a freshman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was the worst experience of my life. Oh my God.
What's a bust to Marshawn Lynch, cuz? Nothing. What's a bust to a man, cuz?
He jumped in that golf cart and started doing donuts on the field. He did it after the game.
Oh my gosh! So you played against him in college or high school?
High school. He went to Tech. I went to Matt.
Oh my gosh! I know dude was a beast. I know he was a beast on high school.
He was a monster. Like, oh my God! He was a grown man playing versus 14 to 17-year-old kids. Like,
I remember seeing some of his high school stuff too, and dude was just killing people out there.
It wasn't fair. It was not fair at all.
Man amongst boys.
All right, Rashad, I got other people in the back room. I love you, brother. Be good, man.
All right, Rashad, be good, man.
Fins up.
Fins up, baby. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Hit the like button, over 115 likes, 200 of y'all watching. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. If every single one of y'all donated $1 right now, would go such a long way into helping the channel grow. All right, let me bring on my man who I was trying to bring on a little bit ago, Mr. Timothy. Good morning, Timothy.
Good morning. I'm going to just say this. Tua, God bless that kid. I love that kid. I always have belief in him. The Dolphins going to win 42-0. 3 picks.
They're going to win 42-0 tonight?
Yes, 42-0.
Let's go, Timothy.
Damn,
hold up.
Tim.
Tim
came out swinging, bro.
Tua going to throw 4 touchdowns. Waddle in here going to get I say about 120 a game. 100 for both. And yeah, we gonna steamroll them tonight because we fresh tonight.
Okay, all right, Tim. All right, I rock with it.
Timothy, where are you calling in from, man?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, let's go. Where in North Carolina?
Yeah. It's Raleigh.
Raleigh, okay.
Hey, there's a couple fan clubs out there. You got the Triangle Fans Club. I think that's close to there. You should check them out on Facebook. Triangle Fans Club, or I know Charlotte isn't near you, but there's the Charlotte Fan Club there.
Well, Charlotte's close enough. Something shows like what 3 hours away, but I'll go. It don't matter.
Yeah, Charlotte. All right, so go on Facebook, check out the Charlotte Dolphin Fan Club. Donna, and they got a great group, an amazing group down there. And then you have the Triangle Fan Club, which is great too. So go check out those 2 fan clubs there in North Carolina. I love them both. They're absolutely amazing.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. Y'all have a good day.
All right, appreciate it,
man.
Tim.
Have a good one, Tim.
I like it, man. I like it.
He came in here firing it off, bro. 42 to 0. Come on, cuz.
I'm ready. I'm ready,
bro.
Oh,
bro,
man.
he's ready.
I love it, man. Hey, look, I go. Hey, shout out to DF Forever with the $1.49 donation. I appreciate it, DF Forever. I tell people, if everybody donated $1, it would go such a long way to help. It matters. So please donate. I appreciate it, DF Forever. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let's go to the next person in here. I got my man Robert. What's up, Robert?
Robert, what's good?
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
Not much, man. You've had a rough week, dude.
It's been a wild one. It's been a wild one, cuz. It's been a wild one. But I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still standing.
I appreciate that. Friggin' let's see.
What do you got for us, man?
I want to win. I
wanna
want to
win
watch the
too.
Bengals get crushed. I want to shove more shit in people's. Dang it! More
Swear
stuff.
jar.
Yep. More stuff in people's faces. And just make them eat it, man. I'm sick of the dumb takes. I'm sick of the stupidity.
I agree. Pete with the $2 donation. Let's keep those dollar donations coming. Keep them coming, people. I like it. Let's go. Yeah, man. Pete, Robert, I agree. I think that when you look at it from a Dolphins fan standpoint, it's that I don't know if eagerness is the right word, CB83, but there's this hunger that we have that we we want to dominate. We want to win
Yeah.
so bad to just shut the haters and people up. That's it. That's all I want to do. I want to be able to walk into a room and just go, scoreboard, schedule.
Oh, you're nicer than me. You're much nicer than me.
But I look. Don't get me wrong. CB, you didn't need to do that.
Come
man.
on,
Look
baby. We here, man. Y'all, let's go, man.
$10 donation. You ain't need to do that, CB.
Hands up, man. Let's get it, man. We got another opportunity to get a dub tonight, man. That's what I'm talking about.
It'll be a good game.
CB up here donating. I appreciate it, man. You didn't.
Yeah, bro. It's love, bro.
It'll
It's
be
love.
a dang good game. But like you come in, just look at the scoreboard. No, man, I'd come in. We bent you over the table. We made you cry. You called us daddy, and we made you ask for another.
Robert.
Dang.
Robert,
That's all not a swear jar.
Hey man, look, I want to be the best in the NFL, and I want to dominate the NFL. I don't just want to get into the play. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll be happy we get into the playoffs, and but if we are as good as I think we are, I want to dominate everybody.
And that's what I want to see. And that's what I want to see, man. I want to see us just play good football throughout the season. And I don't want to, and I understand there's going to be a game where we may take a step back, and have a bad game. But I just want to see us be able to consistently, week in and week out, play good football for 4 quarters and be able to win games. Be in the game so you can win it late. That's all I want to see. Like,
the great thing about what we've seen this season, and we've seen different units take a step back.
Yeah.
But it's never the whole team take a step back at the same point in time.
Never. That's the beauty
which
of it,
is
right?
amazing.
Yeah,
So, like, McDaniel needs to keep it up, and then when we win, we can tell people they can't even win when they cheat twice. Like 6 timeouts and filming practices, and you still can't do it.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing. I was watching the Waddle. Did you guys watch the Waddle mic'd up situation?
No.
Bro, you got to go watch it. I mean, it's kind of telling to just the team atmosphere as a whole and how they play together and play for one another. Waddle is constantly like talking to the defensive players. Hey, good stop. Hey, get out there and make a drive for us. Get out there and get a stop for us. He's constantly kind of talking to the defense, also talking to his unit, and you could tell that they're playing for each other, man. And that communication is on both sides of the ball.
Well, Siler was the same way, man.
Yeah.
You didn't watch that one?
Yeah.
It was all about it. I was like, that's it.
Yeah. It's telling to the culture of the team, man. And when you go back and look at the ones from last year, guys are just a little quiet, a little more reserved. They're not really excited about playing football. But we'll see, man.
They copied their coach's enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a culture
way of
thing.
Doing business, and they inherited it. And it didn't translate well.
Yep.
And like,
look, all right. So what's your score prediction again, Robert? I don't think I got it the first time.
Because I really don't like giving score predictions.
Give us a score prediction, Robert.
42-21.
Boy, a lot of people throwing up the 40 burgers.
40
tonight.
burgers.
Let's go.
It could happen. It could happen if we start getting the Burrow quick, man. They could fold like a lawn chair, bro. I mean, ain't no telling.
I like it.
But if it's not, it's close. We'll still have a good shot at winning.
You owe $1 to the swear jar, so donate your $1. Okay.
All right, man.
All right, love you, brother. Be good, man. Enjoy the game tonight.
I will. Be safe.
You too. I love the fans, man. They're the best part of doing the show, CB.
Yeah,
best
bro.
part.
It's always love, man. And
I
I understand. Go ahead.
I got a couple of special guests that are going to come on here in a couple of minutes. I think you guys are going to like them. They can't stay on long, like 2 or 3 minutes, but they just want to let people know that they're doing okay through the storm. So I'm excited about that. Go ahead, CB83. What were you saying?
No. And I was just saying, hey, yeah, I mean, we may have difference of opinions in terms of the team and certain players, but I think, we all want the team to win. We're all passionate about it. So
we all want the team to win. We all want the team to win, man. That's what we all want. We don't care how it happens. We just want it to happen.
Yep.
Crypto Fire 911 says, "What's up, Steve-O? Nice meeting you, brother. Thanks for interviewing my son Sunday. He really liked that. Go Fins." Anytime, man. I'm glad you and your son came through, man. I'm glad you watched the show. Means the world. This is the firefighter, man. This is my guy. I love this guy. He's awesome.
That's what's up, man.
And yeah, dude, this is. I love the fans, bro. I love the fans.
That's what it's about. The community, man. The family, man.
It's what it's all about, man. Yeah, that's why you got to come out to the Minnesota or Pittsburgh game, CB83. You got to promise me you're coming out to one.
I got you, man. I'm coming down for one of them, bro.
Okay. All
right.
Let's go to the next person in here. My brother from another mother. I got a lot of brothers from another mother, but he's just one of them. He's a sponsor of the show. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. Mr. Hangry Al. Aldo's in the building. What's up, Aldo?
How's it going, guys? You ready
Pretty
for
good,
tonight?
man. I'm ready for tonight. Are you ready for tonight?
Oh, hell yeah. I got my Vasosaurus cooling down.
Look at that. I got my Vasosaurus.
That's a plug right there.
That's
I'm
the
a little
plug.
jealous. I'm jealous. I can't get him up here yet.
So what's up, man? Tell me what your thoughts are about tonight. I want to know how you feel about tonight.
So, I feel good about tonight. But I do feel like our defense is going to be a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
Look, 90 snaps is 90 snaps, especially at 100 degrees. But I feel like our offense takes a step up. My score prediction, 21-35.
Okay.
In favor of?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins. I'm just making sure.
You got to make sure
I
on
ain't
here,
Mark.
man.
He's like, I ain't Mark. I love it. No, man, look, I agree with about 70% of what you said. I see our defense eating tonight. I know that they're tired and they're coming off, the short rest and the short week, but they gotta eat against Burrow, bro. Like they gotta eat against
I think
them.
they do. I think they're gonna get a couple sacks.
Yeah,
but
they
I
got
just
to
feel
look.
like they might give up 2 or 3 pop plays.
Yeah. I think they got to be feeling after watching the film and watching how teams get to Burrow. They got to be kind of licking their chops and saying, "Hey, we could go out here and really feast and have a good game on national TV and showcase and show the world exactly what we are." And guys, I understand we're coming off a game versus Buffalo where it's hot, it's a lot of plays, but when you get the opportunity to go in prime time, I mean, it's like those guys they take it to another level because they know everybody in the world is watching them. So it's a different atmosphere. And it's a night game. They don't get an opportunity to play night games a lot. The weather will be nice. They're going to go out there and get it in tonight. Don't think they're going to be worried about last week and playing a long game. It's no excuses. It's just go out there and get it done.
No doubt about that. Just to let y'all know, I was trying to get Allie Dolfreaky to come up here. She says the internet is jacked up where she's at, but she says she's fine. Her house is fine. Her family's fine, and she's safe. So that's good. She lives in Southwest Florida. So, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, Robert. Robert said, check my check Cash App. I will check Cash App. Let's go. There we go. $5 for the swear jar. Let's go, Robert.
Appreciate that, Rob.
I like it. Let's go, man. Okay. All right. Anything else, Angry Al? Hey, tell the people where they can find Hangry Al's.
You can find us on 16606 Sheridan Street, boy. Cooking up the best subs, salads, and wraps, and our desserts are damn good too.
And if they say SKPL, they get $3 off their subs, unless it's on Friday where they get $6 off their subs, right?
Yep. Hey, you know what? As a special promotion, if the Dolphins win tonight, when they win tonight, I'm going to give the first sub free with the promo code SKPL.
What?
Wow.
What?
That's big, yo.
He said when the Dolphins win tonight, the first person to come to his sub shop tomorrow gets a free sub using the code word SKPL.
Come on, man.
Come on, y'all need to go to that.
Somebody got lunch free
Somebody
tomorrow.
got lunch tomorrow, cuz. I need to see y'all up there. Let's go.
Gotta go, guys.
All right.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Aldo. I love that guy. He's awesome. Make sure y'all go do that. That's good stuff.
Andrevius
says, "What's up?
What's how y'all open?" Hey, Andrevius gonna camp out.
I love it, man. I'm not sure what time he opens, but I'll figure it out before the end of the show. All right, we got some other people up here. Let me bring in Lewis. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, fellas? What's going on, Steven?
Is that Lewis? Lewis, what is it? What is up? What's up, girl?
Hey, no, I just came up here because I had to tell Steven, I can't believe you got CB83 up here spewing that nonsense. I'm just playing.
That's my guy.
What's going on, man?
Man, we ready for the night, cuz.
Another opportunity, bro. Another opportunity to go out and perform, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's game day. Listen, I'm here at my house. My wife tries to tell me she wants me to go outside and start picking up the yard. I say, hey, baby, it's game day. I got a routine. We got to save the cleaning for the weekend. I can't break routine for game day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't do that. We don't work on game day. That's not what we do, man.
That's a fact.
Dude, man, what are your thoughts for tonight, man?
Steven, I'm kind of with you. I see Tua with 3 touchdowns, a score prediction of 31-20. Dolphins.
Okay.
31-20.
That was real close to me.
And the defense going to step up tonight?
I think I've said it on multiple streams already. I think that today is the first day we get a complete game by the offense, defense, and special team. I think today we finally put it all together. And again, not a blowout. We win by 11, but just all around a game where we can say defense showed up, offense contribute, special teammates played. I think everything comes together tonight.
I like it.
I ain't mad at it, man.
I think we make our statement tonight. 3-0, everybody's still doubting us, even though we beat the Ravens, beat a Super Bowl contending team in Buffalo. I think tonight, primetime, only game on, I think our boys and just the city try to put on and make a statement. Let the NFL know that we have arrived. You know what I mean?
We have arrived.
Put the NFL on notice, man.
I've said this before this morning, but I need to say it again now that Lewis is saying it. If the Dolphins win handedly tonight, which I believe that they will, there's nothing we are the unanimous number 1 team in my opinion. And anybody who says differently are just straight hating because we would have beaten the defending AFC champions, the Super Bowl contending favorites, Buffalo Bills. We would have beaten the Baltimore Ravens, who are considered one of the best playoff teams, right? I'm not saying that they're contenders, but they're a good, legit contending playoff team. And we would have beaten Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, MVP, highly sought after, or contending MVP candidates. So how can you say otherwise? Those are. And the first game was week 1, so we didn't put up as many points, but it was a solid victory. Offense, defense, special teams all played a victory, right? It was a very balanced win. So how do you not say that we are not the best team in the NFL, bro? I don't understand.
100%.
Hey, now a question for you guys. Now, if Tua comes out and plays well tonight, 250, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Through week 4, is Tua your MVP?
If he scores 3 touchdowns tonight, he is definitely he's an MVP candidate.
He's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation. Yeah.
Right.
Look, let me be honest. Lamar Jackson is playing out of his mind. Josh Allen is playing out of his mind, right? Those two guys are having great years, and Tua beat them in the head-to-head.
You're
not wrong.
You're right.
You're not.
Yeah,
but when it comes to MVP, I think you also got to take the win-loss record out of there to a certain extent, right?
I got you. That makes sense. Yeah.
If I had to guess, I think it's Lamar Jackson 1. Josh Allen 2. Do I say Tua's 3?
Tua could be 3.
I put Tua before Josh Allen. I'll give it to Lamar right now, but I'm putting Tua before Josh Allen.
I'm not putting him before Josh Allen yet.
I
know he
have
beat
to,
him, but-
and I understand Josh Allen is in a system where he's like a guy who does it all. He's got to do everything, and I think Jalen Hurts is in there
literally
too.
watching the game together. Like, this man don't miss. This man does like Josh Allen. Look, I'm gonna give him props. Like, the dude
He
is
can play.
legit.
He can play.
He is. He's I have to admit, he's one of those people where I'm like, I'm so glad. He's one of those people, you know how people are like, I got to see Dan Marino play, or I got to see Peyton Manning play, or these greats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I think Josh Allen could be a great. Like, I really think he could be that good.
I
And
think
Lamar
so
the
too.
same way.
I just think the
You know?
way he plays isn't sustainable, long
That's
term,
true.
and that's just how I feel about it. I mean, he's gonna have to slow down a little bit, stop the running, and just be a pocket passer. I mean, I think he's a good passer. So if he could just strictly do that and not run so much, I think he'll be much better off long term. Because he takes shots, man. He takes some bad shots.
Yeah, look, you're not wrong, man. All right, Lewis, man. Anything else before I let you go, bud?
Hey, just wanted to hop on and say to the people in Florida and South Florida in general, just be safe. And Florida always stay strong, man. We rode this thing out. And the CB 83, I'm proud of you today, man. No nonsense out of your mouth so far.
Oh,
so
appreciate it, Lewis.
I'm
Hey,
proud of you, man.
that means a lot. Hey, that means a lot coming from a Wolfpack representative.
Hey, tying up, Stevie. All right, Steven, all love, man.
Love you,
All
brother.
right,
You're the
bro.
man, bro. Be good.
Later.
All right, let me bring on another good friend of the show. He's been a staple of the hip hop community in South Florida and Central Florida. I love this man. He's been a big supporter of Miami sports music and Solo D for a very long time. A lot of you know him, Mr. Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas. What's good, cuz?
What's happening? I gotta give myself my own round of applause. Is that what I gotta do? I gotta get my own applause.
Hey, he had to check you when he came in, Steve.
My own applause, man.
What's good, Lorenzo? How are you, man?
Man, I am so mad at these analysts, man. All of these so-called experts and what they have to say about our Miami Dolphins. I mean, I just finished watching Greeny and that Get Up crew, and everybody across the board is going for the Bengals.
I know.
I can't even watch. Hey, I can't even watch it, bro. I can't even watch it.
It gets me. That's what gets me mad. And then Chris Canty yesterday was on there, wouldn't give Tua any. I mean, he gave him
none.
Yeah, but he's talking about Jalen Hurts is much better because, and he was basically saying Philadelphia is much better as the number one team in the NFL instead of the Miami Dolphins. And when I can't forget the young lady's name, I forgot it right now. But and then when they were talking about, look at who Miami has played. Look at top three teams. And then he's like, Jalen Hurts led them to the playoffs last year. Yeah, he played in the NFC least. And if the Dolphins were playing in the NFC least last year, they would have made the playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
And
Lorenzo said no lies. None.
And who do they have to play twice a year? They got to play the Buffalo Bills twice a year. Who in the NFC compares to the Buffalo Bills? No one. Okay, New England may not be as good as they were last year, but we got to play them twice a year. In fact, the way they played Baltimore last week, they may not be as bad as we thought. So you can't discredit the win we had against them week one. We beat the Ravens, but basically say, they were blowing us out. It was three plays, a kickoff return, and then why are we playing the zero blitz as much as we do without having Byron Jones on the side? So therefore, you got Kahu in there, who is a rookie, who is the reason why Xavier Howard gave up that big play.
Yeah.
Javon Holland shouldn't have been all the way on the left side of the field. If Byron Jones is there, Javon is in the middle. That's why X
ain't gonna help
and gave him the inside. And he was dealing with a groin injury, but he gave him that inside because you expected help from the safety and the linebacker. So that was the play. And then Kahu overran the run by Lamar Jackson. Okay. And that's because you got a rookie inexperienced player. That's why we gave up those three big plays. Well, the kickoff return and those two plays against the Baltimore Ravens. But no one wants to give us credit for shutting them down at the goal line. No one wants to give us credit for shutting out Buffalo out of when they had 4 tries inside the 5-yard line to score. So, and they're just like, oh, yeah, Miami's going up. It's a short week and so on. Hey, our offense is well rested.
They are.
They are 100%.
Nobody is saying that. Oh, the defense, they got, they were on the field for 40 minutes and then they got to travel. Well, our offense sat on the sideline. We only played 19 minutes and we scored. And I've heard you say this, Stephen. We scored 21 points on 39 plays.
Yep.
What if we had 90 plays? Imagine how many points we would have scored.
Bro.
Spending facts, boy. You spend. Hey, you preaching now.
Boy.
You preaching now. Hey.
No, I'm preaching to the choir. But when I turn on the TV and I hear these experts, and these are the guys who played the game,
They're not experts, man.
The thing is, they're not watching the game.
They're not.
They're just watching the highlights.
Yes.
And if you watch the Buffalo game, Buffalo came out there with a strategy to dink and dunk. And Josh Boyer is like, let them do it. Let them do it. Continue to do that. Let them give it up because sooner or later, they're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Josh Allen was able to complete that pass in the corner to Gabe, or it was McKenzie? Because he had thrown the ball 60 times already. The boy's feet, he looked like Josh Allen 3 years ago.
Yep.
Feet weren't set. He was tired. He was worn down, and he started to make mistakes. So let him continue to do that. The defense didn't let them score 90 plays, and all you scored, what do you say, Steven? 17 points.
Let's
on 90 plays. That defense balled out, and we dropped so many interceptions.
I know. Look, here's what I think.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's just crazy to me that we got to explain that to Dolphin fans too. Like we got to, it's like we got to tell them that too. It's wild, man.
And who's your guy? Pete that was on last night.
Pete.
Oh my God, Pete is something else. You got to love him because at least he's looking at it he has a glass half full type of mentality.
I can't ever look at it like that, but
I know. But he wants us to blow. But I understand where he's coming from. He wanted us to line up and just blow Buffalo off the field, and that is basically. I still think they are.
Well, by the way, we have the team to do that. We have the team to do that.
True.
I look at tonight, right? Like, so tonight, I think is going to be a statement game. You talk about the national media. I think part of the reason we don't get the national media attention that we deserve, or the respect that we deserve. Let me say that. I think we're starting to get attention, but the respect that we deserve is we've been such a mediocre team for far too long in the NFL for the last 15, 20 years. There's been so many questions with Tua. There's been so many questions with how this team is run from the ownership all the way down to the personnel decisions on the field. And now we're starting 3-0. We were here in 2018. Now, I personally don't think we were here. I agree. We were 3-0 in 2018, but this is a totally different scenario.
Totally.
And it's funny because some of our own fans are like, act like you've been here before. Because I ain't never been here before.
Never.
I don't ever remember this team being this good. And if we win tonight, it lets the NFL know, bruh, the Dolphins are here and it's real.
But you know what hurts us is because we felt as if we beat Buffalo, we would have gotten the national.
I thought we would. And then to see NFL, and then to see power rankings that had Bills ahead of us still.
Yeah, after
the most disrespect I've ever seen.
Stephen A. Smith did that, and had the Packers in there. And it was another team in there. I can't remember, but the Eagles were number 1. I think the Bills were number 2. The Packers were 3. Dolphins were 4. And I can't even remember who was number 5, and it was a disrespect. Maybe it was the Ravens because I thought it was disrespectful not to have the Ravens in there because the Ravens are a good team. They are a very good team.
Very, very good team.
And they may not have made the playoffs last year, but they didn't make the playoffs. Because of the injuries they had. Last year.
And they were beat down last year, but they were still a team that was on the verge of like making the playoffs and making a run if they had a couple pieces.
Right.
And I think honestly, the Ravens were in a similar situation to us last year. I mean, I think we both could have been teams that got in the playoffs had there been a couple plays that swung our way here and there, man. Yeah.
And here's something else I got to drop on you, and y'all know this, but they're not talking about it. When Chris Canty was talking about, well, Jalen Hurts took them to the playoffs last year, and I already had my clap back for that. And he needs to prove it to us. He needs to be consistent. It's only 3 games. Yo, our Miami Dolphins are 11-1 in the last 12 games.
Yep.
11-1 in the last 12 games.
That's context they don't want to listen to, bro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah.
and if I was on that panel and I dropped that on there, they'd be like, "What? Are you sure? Serious?"
Got to go back and look at that.
Got to go back and look at it because the only team we've lost to was the Tennessee Titans game. You know, so you know, and then the Buffalo Bill fans complaining about the Heat. They weren't complaining about the Heat when
That's
they beat us last year.
It's so hypocritical of them because
Did they complain about the Heat? Did they last year? Yes or no?
They did.
They didn't complain about it.
They didn't complain. But what I'm saying is it's so hypocritical of them because they talked about like OSHA, right? Like how it would be working conditions. Dude, they open up homeless shelters when it gets 33 degrees, right?
Wow.
They open up homeless shelters. They play in negative 11 degrees there. They play in frigid snow temperatures. It's the same thing.
Right.
Same thing.
It's home field advantage. Shut up with that narrative. It is horrible narrative.
That's a variable you deal with in the NFL. Playing
It is,
as a
point
football
blank.
player, bro.
Right. And when we go to Buffalo, like not this year, the year before last, when Ryan Fitzpatrick had I think he caught COVID. And they said that Tua was going to start, but I really think in that game had Ryan not caught COVID, I think he would have started that game. That was a game. If we beat Buffalo, we would have made the playoffs.
Right.
So the weather conditions.
We
were
weren't
bad.
there yet.
Yeah, but still, did we complain about the weather conditions in that game? Did we say that was the
Let's
reason
go,
why
Aldo,
we
with the
lost?
$10 donation. He said, "Let's go, Dolphins.
No.
Let's go, Aldo."
You know, we do have questions. The last game that we did lose against the Tennessee Titans, the weather conditions. We question whether or not Tua can play in those conditions because it was cold, it was rainy. I think he fumbled the ball. But we didn't say that was the reason why we lost. You know, it was because we couldn't stop the run against Tennessee in that game. And a couple of questionable decisions. I know you, Steven, was saying, how come we didn't give Duke Johnson the ball more, right?
You already know.
Right,
You
exactly.
already know. Yep.
That's what we complained about. We didn't complain about what?
He had 57 yards on like seven carries in the first half, and then they didn't go back to him at all in the second. But neither here or there. Right now, we're not talking about stuff. We're not talking about stuff like that anymore. Now
Right. My point is we didn't complain about the weather like the Bills are complaining.
100%. 100%.
That's my point. All right.
And here's the other thing that I want to bring up. So somebody told me once, somebody who covers sports, good friend of mine, Jeremy Kahn, who works up here in the Baltimore area for 105.7 The Fan and has been here for 15 plus years in the sports market. He says, good teams find a way to win.
That's true. Facts.
And for years, I was always upset that the Dolphins would lose games for, I think we had a stretch during our 15 years where it was like 2 years. I think 75% of our games we lost by one possession or less in 2 years.
A lot of close ones.
Yeah.
It was a lot of close ones. And I would always go to him and I'd be like, dude, we're right there. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, what you're forgetting is good teams find a way to win. Your team is not finding those ways to win. So we look at Baltimore, right? We look at Buffalo. Let's go to the last 2 games. We found ways to win. We are a good football team. This isn't luck. This is grit. This is let's get down and let's show them what we're made of. And to have the 2 wins that we've had the last 2 weeks, I think is impressive more than anything else in the NFL that we've seen from any other team, in my personal opinion. And I'm not trying to take away from the standpoint of Philadelphia being 3-0. 3-0 is 3-0, right? But who the hell have they played? Right?
Yeah.
Look at what we've had to do to get to 3-0. And so I'm just saying, like, we're the best team in the NFL right now, in my opinion.
And this team is confident. They're confident in their ability to go out and win the game. And then they fight for one another. So I think that's half the battle right now, is a team that's going to be confident and that has the confidence they can beat anybody. And then they play for one another. So I think that's a big part of what we're seeing right now. It's just Mike McDaniel's establishing a culture of, hey, guys, you're good enough. Everybody on this team is good enough for us to go out and get it done. It's just a matter of us making plays and handling adversity because it's going to come, right? I mean, in the NFL season, you're going to have players go down. You're going to make bad plays, but can you bounce back? Can you show the heart of a champion, bounce back, be resilient, and come back and make plays to win the game?
And one of the problems that Buffalo has encountered, and I know y'all have heard this stat, is like in their, I think they 0-7 in their last games that have been decided by one score or less. Yep. They're 0-7. So they haven't learned how to finish games. We're so used to seeing them blow teams out, being up by 14, 21 points. And then when they get up, Josh Allen's running those quarterback sweeps and waving at Wilkins and basically showing that he's a great sportsman when he's on the field. You remember the play when they were up against us last year and he's throwing a jump ball 40 yards down the field to Stephon Diggs with Xavier, and the game is already decided. Why? And then I still see that throw in the highlights today. So when they're showing that game was over, they're up by 20 points and they're throwing a pass 40 yards downfield to Stephon Diggs one-on-one with Xavier Howard. Why are you doing that? Just to run up the score? To have some highlights? And what did Tua do at the end of the game after we beat them? We consoled him. Like, nah, cut that out. Don't do that no more.
I loved it, man.
Don't do that no more. Because that's why they so salty. They're so used to being able to just be bullies. And they got bullied.
And it was beautiful. And it was beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Lorenzo.
And one more thing. I do, I don't like doing score positions, but one thing I posted a picture. I believe he did not have a concussion. He did hit his head, talking about Tua Tagovailoa, but it was his back. Now, if everyone's seen the video, all the experts are like, oh man, if you're concussed, when you're concussed or if you've hit your head, that first step is when you're losing it. That second step is when you're losing it. You're not running for 5 steps and then collapsing. He hit his head, but then his back locked up, and that's what caused him. I was there. I watched it. And for him to come back, and they said basically, I think there was a report today that the Dolphins did everything correct as far as the concussion protocol was concerned. So, that's just my 2 cents on that. Tonight, if I had to give a prediction, I think it's going to be like, and they're missing an offensive lineman. Was it Collins? They already have a weak offensive line. I think Ingram is going to eat. Ogba is going to eat. I think finally we get to see something from Jalen Phillips tonight. And they know they need to score some points on defense, get after them early so we can get a lead and then control the ball by running the ball. And everyone's talking about the Bengals being back. Who they beat? The Jets?
The Jets.
And then they barely got past.
What's funny? They're favorites. They are favorite.
I mean, we got to prove. We got to go out there and prove. That just gives us more motivation. That's why I came on so upset because I just watched. I text you, and then I went to watch some TV. I'm watching Greeny, and saw all experts pick the Bengals. No one's giving us a chance because, it's a short week. We had to practice there and so on and so forth. I mean, based on what I heard, how hard this team was going in training camp, whatever they practiced through the walkthrough that basically now the NFL is investigating because someone videotaped their walkthrough, McDaniels be like, all right, instead of running this play here, we're going to switch it up and we're going to do this. But I think they're going to come out. They're going to attack these guys. Those 3 wide receivers do make me nervous, though. That's the problem we may have because we still don't have Byron Jones, and no one is if Nick Needham is playing that outside corner since the New England game, no one has gone and attacked and gone straight after him. Basically, I think Buffalo dropped the ball by not having Gabe Davis or McKenzie just running streaks. Because if you remember that New England game, it was Nelson Aguilar straight down the sideline, and Nick Needham doesn't have the speed to keep up with those wide receivers. That's why he plays the slot. So if Jamar Chase is out there, that's what makes me nervous, and dinking and dunking and hitting Mixon out of the backfield. But I think the Dolphins will be able to prevail because we're going to be able to get pressure on Burrow, get some sacks, get some defensive scores early in the game. So I'd have to say 31-21.
Hey, man, look, I hope that, we win and we win big, and I'm super excited about it. I appreciate you coming on this morning. Shout out everybody where they can find you, bro.
They can find me on Star 94.5 radio in Orlando. I'm on Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. And you can also catch me on Hot 105 in Miami, Saturday night, 6 to 10. Of course, my IG is Lorenzo Ice T. Facebook is Lorenzo Thomas. On Twitter at Lorenzo Thomas. And of course, you can find me in section 101, seat 17 at Hard Rock Stadium, right next to Big Papa Pump. Each and every Miami Dolphins home game. So
where are you watching the game tonight? Where are you watching the game?
I think I'm going to go to Boat Campers in Miramar and watch the game with some fans.
With Big Papa Pump.
Yes, that's exactly where he's going to be. I think Solo D may come through as well. So
I know some people are going to Boat Campers in Fort Lauderdale too. So
yeah, that's in Plantation. That's in Plantation.
Bro, you got to pull up to East 32 Tailgate, even if it's for 10 minutes, just to say hello and get on.
I try to, man, but I like.
You got your West 25 crew. I know.
I love sitting in my seat like an hour and a half before the game, and
dude, we go on at 10 a.m. If you could be there at 10 a.m. just for 10 minutes,
all right,
when we get on,
I'll try. To do that.
2 weeks. Okay.
Give you 2 weeks.
I don't want to look too far ahead. But we got the schedule lightens up after this. You know, this was a gauntlet of 4 games. And look how these schedules 4 days. We got to play the AFC Eastern Conference champions right after playing Buffalo. And the 2 games that we played before that, we come out of this 4-0, man. They got to give us our props. They have to.
No doubt.
And I think the defense is deep enough that we could be able to get. That's why we have that front 7. That's why we have so many. This is where Flowers shows up. This is where Bacon may come in and make some blitzes.
That's what CB83 said. He said didn't you say you want to see Baker show up tonight?
Hey, he got to show up, bro. Show up and show out, bro.
And then week 5, Byron Jones comes back, and then we get.
I don't know if he'll be back week 5. I think he'll be back week 6. He's eligible to come back week 5. I think he'll be back week 6. But we're playing the Jets week 5.
Right. But just think about the continuity that will set in the secondary. So these big plays that we've been giving up, Nick Needham now can play the slot. Kahu can come in and just relieve him from time to time. Yeah. And then the defense will be settled. You know, that I'm looking forward to that as the schedule lightens up. I'm not going to say it's going to get easier, but we won't be playing the elite quarterbacks like a Josh Allen and a Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we started getting into the regular guys, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. But thank you, Steven. I got to go.
I love you, man.
Hey, one more thing before I go to everyone in Central Florida and the southern west part of the state of Florida. I want to wish you a speedy recovery. I'm on the radio today in Orlando, and let me tell you, it's a lot of people, 2.1 million people without power in the state of Florida. So, so we're here for you. So y'all can feel free to call us in Orlando. We're able to help the people that are in the shelters, that are in the churches, and that are in need. So I just couldn't be on here and not mention that because people are struggling.
Okay. Lorenzo, I love you, man. Seriously,
all right, man.
bro.
Love you too, Steven. Take care, man.
Be good, man.
All right, you too.
Take care, man.
Later.
Dude, this community is amazing.
It is, bro. Lorenzo's such a solid dude, man. I listen to him all the time on the radio. I'm a big 94.5 guy anyways here in Orlando, so he does a fantastic job, bro. Shout out to him. Big salute to Lorenzo.
Von Joe said, Lorenzo, in 2 weeks, you better give us at least 5 minutes at East 32 out-of-town fan club week and tell him, Stephen D, I'm not playing Lorenzo. He in the back. He heard me. He knows.
he gotta show up, bro. He gotta be there.
Show up. All right, man. We got a lot of people in the back room. Can you stay on a little bit longer?
I got, like another 20, 30 minutes, man.
All right. Let's try to get through some of these people. All right, first person we got, Rafael. What's up, Rafael? How are you, man?
Hello, guys. Well, it's me, as known as El Capitan Rafucho. So I have 2 questions for you guys because
I love it.
Your guys are really fun and excited because you're talking about how good is the Miami Dolphins here, and I love to support in there from another teams right here. Because I'm a journalist, a freelance journalist living in Charlotte, North Carolina, preparing for the Hurricane Ian. And I have 2 questions for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so first, how can we do in the emergency right here? So if Tua Tagovailoa is not going to make because of the injury right here, is Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the right quarterback to send them off to the game, Cincinnati Bengals? And another question is,
all right, let's answer that one first. I'll let you say your second one. I'll keep you on. All right. So look, tonight, Tua, I think, is going to play. All indications point that he's going to play. If for any reason they think that injury is a real thing, Rafael, yes, I think that they need to activate Skylar Thompson to the active 53 for tonight. That's how I look at it. CB83, do you agree with me?
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I think if the injury is something that they're concerned about, or that could be a concern in the game, they got to have at least 3
He's
on the
going to
roster.
start. I'm convinced he's going to start, and all indications say he is. But if they think that it's something that if he gets hit the wrong way, after the 4 plays that Teddy threw, I got to honestly, I would still put Skylar dressing tonight. Is how I would look at it on the short week. That's just my personal opinion. I think Skylar should dress tonight, personally.
I do think Teddy's good enough to get it done. I just think he's got to get into the flow of the game. We got to give him an opportunity. I know he had a few plays last time where he came out and did one drive, and he looked pretty bad. He just looked pretty complacent. But I think if he gets into the flow of the game, he could be good enough to get us the win if it comes down to that.
All right. What's your next question, Rafael?
Okay, so the next question is, right now the Miami Dolphins are number 16 and special teams, and of course the offense. But the offense right here, which is at number 6, ahead of the Buffalo Bills, Chargers, and Bengals right here. But they're ranked at the number 16 at defense and, of course, the special teams. So what can improve about the special teams ranking at number 16? How can we improve about those special teams and the defense ahead for the game against Cincinnati Bengals?
I think that the reason that we're ranked 16 in special teams is because of the touchdown in Baltimore. I think is part of that reason. And that's one play, right? So I think that probably doesn't help us. But I think I said this, I got yelled at for saying this, but I was like, I love Thomas Morstead. I love our punter. I don't want to see him on the field, but I think he's such a great punter. I know he had the butt punt, whatever they want to call it. But I think he's a good punt. I think he's one of the best punters in the NFL, honestly. And I think we have a good special teams. I think that the 16th ranking doesn't give our true identity of how good our special teams are. I think our special teams are really, really good. I think we've had a couple of bad plays between the butt punt and the touchdown giving up at the beginning of the game that make that worse than what we really are. I think we're a lot better than 16. CB?
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, I think I agree with you. There's going to be a couple plays that really kind of determine how your special teams unit gets ranked. And those big plays are going to be ones that kind of set you down as far as rankings go. I think it's going to be offset with a couple explosive plays eventually as we kind of get into a groove on special teams. I'd like to see us return a punt to the crib or return a kick to the crib at some point, even if that means, hey, getting Tyreek back there, getting him involved in the special teams.
You already know how I feel about that. I've been saying at the beginning of the year, Tyreek should be returning punts. A lot of people disagree
so,
with me,
I mean,
but I think so.
If there's a game where he has an opportunity to go back and return one, give him one and see what he does with it. I'm all for it, man. So I think it'll be offset. I think we'll be fine on special teams. Those big plays they're going to knock you down in the rankings for sure.
Yeah, exactly about it, because they need to improve about it, because right now they have intelligence, integrity, power, and of course leadership with the quarterback, which is Tua, which is unbelievable. And right now I'm about to leave you guys, because right now I have to say, because it's been a short time, because there was 2 questions that I realized that, well, for you guys, but I just wanted to say, keep up the great job. And of course, El Capitan Rafael, as known as El Capitan Rafucho, has always supported for each team at the NFL. And of course, I hope it's going to be 4-0 against the Bengals. So I hope it's going to be great.
Hey, Rafael, on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a Spanish-speaking podcast on here. Have you heard it before?
Yes, I'll
Dolphins.
I've heard before, but I'll check it.
Yeah, man. Tuesday nights, just so y'all know, Tuesday nights right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network at 9 p.m. We have Dolphins, a Spanish-speaking podcast with Chochos, Armand, Armando and Paris, and those are 3 guys from Dolphins Nation, Mexico. You got to check it out, Rafael.
Okay, I'll check them out. But of course, it's been a pleasure to have you guys, and of course, salute to everybody else, and of course, at Capitan Rafucho is my account on Twitter or Instagram, and of course, Rafael Chacin is my YouTube channel, so you can follow right here. So, salute you guys, and of course, have a good afternoon, and of course, 4-0 against Bengals is gonna happen. So,
hey, all right, Rafael, be good, buddy. Bro. Good job, man. I love it. We out here getting people want to start their own channels and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Man, this is I love it, man. I love it. Rafael, make sure you check that out, but if you're still watching, and put your link to your YouTube channel in the chat. And I know that my wonderful, amazing followers will go follow you as well and support you. All right, real quick, let me bring on the next person, Mr. Color Commentary. Get on camera, Color. Get on. Good morning.
Color, what's good?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Check the board.
Oh, we still don't got you.
I found it. How about
there
now? Yeah, I had one more mute button to take off. But
good morning,
how's
bud.
Everybody today? How you doing, CB? How you doing, Stephen D?
Honestly, man, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired, Color.
I bet. Hey, I just wanted to point out that I actually agreed with CB for a moment. So I wanted to actually relish this moment, because when I'm in agreement with CB, that means we're winning. That's just all there is to it.
That's exactly what that means.
But yeah, everybody needs to pump the brakes on what we saw with Teddy. We know there's the agenda of getting Skyler in over Teddy. I get it. I'm with that agenda too in the long term. But come on, if you're going to judge it based on coming into the game cold like that, I will fault him for not being ready to go in the game. Okay, that is something that needs to be addressed, and he needs to be held accountable for that. Absolutely. But to actually think that now his skills are out the window because of what we saw in those 3 plays. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
like CB said,
man.
you give him a chance to get in the flow of the game. It's in his game plan. You're not going to see what we saw.
Well, let me ask you something, Color. So, because I think Rafael, the caller before you, brought up a great question, right? Like, if Tua goes down or is not able to, gets hurt the wrong way, let's just say, hey, look, Teddy needs to come in. What different thing does Teddy need to do this time that he didn't do last week in the Buffalo game when he went in?
He needs to be ready to play.
Yeah.
To me, it looked, and you know what? Maybe I'll go like on this angle. Well, maybe I'll get all the staunch Tua supporters on my side with this. He could never imagine. He believed in Tua so much he could never imagine having to come into the game. You know what I mean? I could go
Maybe
there.
That's the case. Maybe.
But man, how do you follow up Lorenzo today, man? How does somebody
Lorenzo's
follow
awesome.
that
I
up?
love Lorenzo.
I mean, he reminds me of me. Like,
hey, Lorenzo's a professional. He does this.
Oh, I know, man.
He does this.
Great stuff. But I mean, he couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. The last time we were 3-0, or even how many games did we win straight last year before we lost to Tennessee?
Seven.
And now how many games have we won since then?
3.
Right.
No,
4.
4.
We actually beat the Patriots 2 times in a row.
Yeah. Right.
If you think of it, if you go season to season.
Yeah.
But the last time we went 3-0, what was the first thing everybody said to you as a Dolphins fan when you started to brag about that?
Pump your brake. Pump
your brakes.
Why? What was their biggest reason? Even with the win streak last year, when you started to put that on your shoulder in front of everybody, what did they tell you? Pump the brakes, right? Because of what? Quality of opponent, right?
Yeah. Well, this year we have that.
I mean, we just defeated a Bill Belichick defense. We beat Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson things.
Yep.
Okay. We beat Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. And now we got to go up against Joe Burrow, and we're the underdog.
That's what it amazes me that we're the underdog there, right? And if we win and we're still not considered the odds-on favorite, it's hating. Like it's just
I mean,
pure hatred at that point.
I mean, if we couldn't get to Josh Allen, I mean, we did, but not like consistently.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's been sacked 15 times.
We should be able to get home tonight.
Over under 5 sacks tonight, Color.
I'd go under just because 5 sacks is still amazing for anybody, but
Yeah,
that's a lot.
it's
yeah.
not a bad.
I'm going over, but
and I'm going to say if they're giving you good odds on the over, sure, why not? You know what I mean? Here's another thing, and it's going to segue to my take for the game because the first take I have is to point out that NFL Fantasy Live, not that I hold much water to them all the time, but they actually have the Dolphins defense as a stardom tonight.
There's a lot of them that have
Despite
defense started.
despite the short turnaround, despite being on the field for 38 minutes last week in the heat of Miami, despite all that, they still have us as a stardom. They have Chase Edmonds as a sit-em, which tells you that the odds makers believe we're going to be throwing the ball quite a bit tonight, or that the game is going to be so in hand that Chase Edmonds ain't going to be the guy. You know what I mean? But that all being said, you know, we beat quality teams. This is a real deal 3-0. You know, I don't know anybody that I mean, really.
I don't think there's anybody that's played 3 good teams. You know,
well,
3
is
teams
anybody
the way we
telling
played them.
Cincinnati, hey, you only beat the Jets?
Yeah.
You lost to your division opponent, because of a long snapper. So a long snapper is the linchpin to the entire Cincinnati Bengals operation now.
That's something I didn't agree with either, man. It's a lot of plays. There's a lot of plays within the game that you could have won that game.
And I mean, look, it's the same. And as far as you guys' special teams conversation, they could apply to the defense. Our defense is ranked 32nd in the league right now. Does anybody really believe that our defense is ranked 32nd?
No.
Well, of course not. But that's because 2 all-pro MVP quarterbacks did all-pro MVP quarterback things against us. And we still kept us in the game. After all that.
I like it, Color. You're providing a lot of context today, and that kind of it solidifies your offense, your arguments and your takes, man. I mean, there we go. It's game day, man. It is, man. We're ready to go, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a wild one tonight.
I like it. I like it, man. All right, man. I only got a couple more minutes left. So you gave me your.
I had a couple
prediction,
other
right?
things, but I'll end up saying them at some point throughout the day today, either on the Fins tailgate or around the other panels. I did have a couple other really good points, but I just forgotten them now. I'm a stoner. What can I say?
Hey, Color, I love having you on, brother. Thank you for coming on today,
You guys
man.
have a good day.
Thanks, Color. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
No problem. Hey, I got like Kane. I need to let Kane's 1989 in. Let me let him on. What's up, Kane's 1989? How are you?
I'm fine, and you guys?
Pretty good,
Kane's,
man.
what's
I
good?
apologize for keeping you in the back, man. What's going on, buddy? Give me your score prediction for today, real quick.
First, it was gonna be 42-32.
I like
but
it.
After
I like it.
Thinking, I think it's gonna be like 52-0.
Hey,
wow.
Look, hey.
And the reason
I'll take it.
why I say that is because I want to see the offense full throttle.
Hey, man, I want to see a full throttle too, and I think
that would be the defense being full throttle too, boy.
Yeah.
A goosey for Joey B. That'd be ugly for him.
Yep. All right, Kane's 1989. I appreciate you coming on. I'm sorry I can't keep you on long today, man.
All right, no worries, man.
Hey,
Be
have
good,
a good
bro.
one,
Good to hear
Canes.
from
Hey,
you.
I
Love your
appreciate the support, Canes.
Yeah, you're the man, brother.
All right, man. All right.
All right. We got you know what? I'm gonna let these two guys give their thoughts on tonight's game real quick. I'm gonna go John Vonk. Who's John?
Yo.
John, what's up, man?
Jan Vonk, bro. What's
Sorry,
up,
man.
What's good?
It's all good, bro. Shout outs from Costa Rica, man.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. There we go.
Well,
Nice.
we worldwide, cuz. We worldwide.
Yes,
out
sir.
here.
I'm holding the fort down here, man. You guys got a real Dolphin fan out here in Costa Rica, man.
I love it. I love it, man. Thank you for watching and listening to the show. It means the
Yes,
world
sir.
to me, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
What's your,
I'm usually I'm usually on nights, bro. I'm not up this early, but today, man, I'm just riding this hype train.
He's ready.
3-0.
He's ready for the hype
hoping
train.
for 4-0, baby.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What's your thoughts on the game tonight, man?
My thoughts, bro, is that this is going to be a little bit more like the Patriots game, where we have a static quarterback as opposing to where we played Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen the last 2 weeks. And that's kind of where our defense was like in bend but not break mode, not coming up with so many big plays like the first game. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that today. And when you pressure Joe Burrow, look at what the Steelers did, bro. 3 picks, almost 4, I think. I think we should get like at least 1 or 2 interceptions today. We should be able to sack him a little bit more. I'm also with that under 5, like 4 maybe. And yeah, hopefully the offense, bro, plays really good. 31-17 Dolphins, baby. Let's go. 4-0, baby.
I love it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey,
Thank you, guys.
Costa Rica, come back on.
Costa
man.
Rica in the house, baby. Yes, sir.
Tomorrow
Whenever I'm
we'll be-
awake again at this time.
Hey, well, tomorrow we'll be on for Victory Friday, man. So make sure you come
Yes,
on,
sir.
even if for 2
Thanks for
minutes,
having
man.
me, guys. Fins
Love
up,
you,
guys.
brother.
4-0,
Be good,
baby.
man.
Let's go.
Fins up, man.
Boy, Costa Rica's in the building, CB.
Hey, everybody, bro. You got
Worldwide.
people worldwide, bro.
Got Germany in the building. Costa
Bro.
Rica's in the building. New Zealand's in the
10,000. Hey,
building.
give my man the 10,000,
I
man.
know, man. Hey, and donate to the channel. If all 181 of you donated $1 right now, it would be such a big help in helping the channel grow. So donate to the channel right now. All right, let me bring on my man Crypto. Good morning, Crypto. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's happening?
What's
Crypto,
up,
what's
baby? How
going
are
on
you?
with you, man?
What's up, fellas? Game time, game day. It's all good. Ready to get it rocking and rolling.
All good in the hood today,
beats
baby. It's
Rome.
game day.
I know what I see what Lorenzo's talking about. I can feel his pain, but in some sense, I'm not surprised. That's why I don't take stock in what the media and the so-called experts think about us at this point. But it's about what we can do on the field. They don't think our 3 wins were legitimate. They think it's more so the other teams lost the game than we won it. So that's all right. They can think that all they want. They're going to think the same thing about tonight's game.
Hey, man. King's Queen says he's checking in from Somalia. What? Boy, we?
Bro, crossed the water for real, huh?
Right. Dang, yeah, that is ocean away. He's an ocean, literally oceans away.
Yeah.
All right, man.
That's the whole thing, man, Steven. Don't get bent out of shape over them stupid analysts and their so-called expert picks. They'll respect us after tonight's game. Even if we win ugly, it don't even matter. A win is a win because once again, those 72 Dolphins, every game wasn't a blowout when they went perfect. They just won.
Perfect.
They just kept it moving to the next game. That's what Don Shula did.
Yes, sir.
It's not how you win, it's if you win. And when you win is all that counts.
All right, man. Be good, Crypto. I appreciate you coming on this morning, bro.
Yeah, CB83, good one, Steven. I'm looking forward to another victory, and I'll see you in MetLife Takeover.
Sounds good, man. I
Nice.
appreciate it,
Be
brother.
good,
Be good.
Crypto. Be safe, man.
Yep.
Shout out from Panama. Boy, they out here today.
Bro, that's worldwide, bro. Worldwide Stephen D. That's what I'm going to start calling you. Worldwide Stephen D.
I like it, man. I like it. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. In a little bit of overtime today. I want to thank a couple people. Tamaris coming on, doing the celebrity NFL picks. Love her. She's amazing. I love my man Cam. Hung out with me this morning. And my man CB83 ended the show, the closer, with me today. A little Mariano Rivera action. Hey, man, give me your final thoughts of the day and promote whatever you want to promote, man.
Another opportunity to go out there and perform, man. It's really the Dolphins versus the world right now. Nobody cares about what we're doing. Nobody cares that we're winning. Only we know what this team has been through, and how we've fought in adversity and how we've changed things up and still, came out and made plays. So, hey, I'm looking forward to us going out, performing well tonight, getting another W, and just getting back to work. We get the W tonight. It's a business trip. We get back on the road, back to Miami, get some rest, and just get ready for the next one, man. It's a long season. I'm looking for this team to do big things later in the season, deep in the playoffs. So let's just kind of slowly get better each week. Make plays. When you miss plays, come back. And we missed a lot of plays last week. And we had some opportunities to pick Josh Allen off, and we didn't. Learn from that. Come back this week. When Burrow gives you an opportunity, pick it off, take it to the crib, and let's show guys we can get better each week, man. That's what it's about, getting better and just playing for each other, having the confidence to go out and play well, man. Hey, this team is special. This team is special. You can take my receipts, man. We're gonna do something special this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, look, promote. You have an amazing channel, an amazing platform yourself, and I want people to go follow you and on your channel. What? Tell them where you're at.
Oh yeah, it's Finn's Take with CB83. You can find me on IG at Finn's Take. I'm on Twitter as well. Yeah, man, I try to put out content as much as I can. I work. I'm a family man. I got a lot going on, but I try to do as much as I can. I appreciate the support so far. I'm at about 475 subscribers, trying to get to
this
500.
man to 1,000.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to 1,000 soon, man. So if you guys could sub, I appreciate it. We have a good time over there, man. We chop it up. It gets a little heated at times, but that's part of it, man. We're passionate. We're Dolphin fans. We want to win, so I understand.
Look, I love doing the show with you today. It was a lot of fun. We got to do it again.
Yeah, of course we will.
And you got to come out to a tailgate, okay?
Of course I will.
Okay. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It was so much fun to hang out with y'all today. I enjoyed it very, very much. Y'all need to understand that doing the show on a day in, day out basis means a lot to y'all, and I enjoy it. I'm exhausted, but I enjoy it. Donate to the channel. Donate small or big. All donations count. You can donate on Cash App, the $sign right below the bottom of the chat. You can donate on Cash App or PayPal. I said Cash App.
Yeah, you got
You
it.
donate using YouTube Live Super Chat using the rectangle and the $sign in the chat below, or you can donate on Cash App or PayPal. They go such a long way into helping the channel grow. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Seriously. In the chat, I'm putting subscribe on YouTube. If you guys could take that and copy it and post it everywhere, that would have such a big help on me to get to 10,000 subscribers.
It does, yep.
So subscribe on YouTube. Take this and just share it. Share it with your friends. Say, hey, look, do me a favor. Go subscribe to this channel. Help me out. So, tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. Just send it everywhere. Can you please go subscribe to this channel?
Send it everywhere. Send it everywhere.
Send it everywhere.
The more people can see it, the more people can see. There's people out there who don't even know who Stephen D is. There's plenty of people out there who want good content, who want to be involved with a family like ours. Just get it out there. If you post it somewhere, somebody's gonna see it and be like, "Hey, this is cool. I like what they got going on over there." So check it out, man. Send it out, family, friends, everybody.
So make sure y'all do that. I love doing the show every day. Tonight, I think I am going to do a little bit of a pregame show, the Tailgreeter pregame show. So be on the lookout for that about an hour before kickoff. I'll probably be on for about 30, 45 minutes. Yeah.
I got to get you on my show, man.
I know.
I got to get you on. So we'll get on soon.
We'll
I know.
set it up.
Let's do it.
I'm definitely down, man. I love having y'all. Y'all the best fans in the world. And this is the best morning show in the world. And Miss Fins is right there, too. So shout out to her morning show as well. But Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Fins up. Let's go, Dolphins. Let's get that victory today. Here
Let's
we
go. Fins up, baby. Hey, that's that jam right there.
I know. Donate to the channel real quick before you get out of here.
You got to play that video too, bro. That video slaps too.
Here we go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time.